Um, all right, be a little transparent, right? So, my channel popped off from the jump. I ain't gonna lie to you, right? So here's how everything worked. Not from the jump. So July of 2021, I had the idea, like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. I had the idea for a couple months, and then I said, let me go ahead and do this. And so I did it, and I only posted 3 videos. And right after that, right around the same time that I started that, I was also starting bodybuilding. And I was trying to do a couple bodybuilding shows. Bodybuilding is really intense, and it takes up a lot of your physical, mental, emotional energy. And I was working full time, right, for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Long story short, I didn't have any time to do the channel. So put the channel down. I did my bodybuilding shows. I got second place in my first show
Oh,
that I ever did.
That's
I got
good.
first place in my very next show.
All
And
right.
so, I did my thing and had kind of forgot about the channel. At this point, the videos have been posted for like a couple months. Like I say, it was only 3 of them that I posted. I did about 20 videos, and only 3 of them was good enough that I felt like they should be posted to YouTube. All the other ones, people was just blah, 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 or the interview would end with them walking away pissed off at some question that I asked or something like that. Right? So that's kind of how it was at first. And so, I forgot about the channel. I was working. If anybody's ever sold Medicare, they know that October is the busiest time of the year because it's annual enrollment period.
Yeah.
Right. So I was just working. I was fresh off of a first place victory at my bodybuilding show. So I was
Where can we find video footage of that?
At Marcus the Interviewer on Instagram.
Okay, at Marcus.
Yep,
the
at Marcus the Interviewer on Instagram. So you can check that out. Looking good, all that good stuff. And so long story short is I pretty much forgot about the channel. Okay, I went from bodybuilding to working crazy, and you know what I'm saying. And so I was also in a 14-year relationship with the mother of my kids. Right, I've got 2 kids. And me and their mom was in a relationship 14 years, and that relationship was crumbling.
Wait a minute,
so here we are.
You were in a relationship or you were married?
No, we was not married. We was not legally married. Why? There's a lot of different reasons. Not gonna go into all of them, but the long and short of it is that we were like married. She wore a ring, I wore a ring, and everything else. We just never kind of made it legally official.
So you didn't share the same last name?
No, we did not.
So you didn't give the lady the last name, but you gave her everything else.
She was a stay-at-home mom. We both worked out. She was able to take care of the kids really well and do everything else. So, like I say, we live like married, and we're still good to this day, right?
Okay. So it was like common law. Y'all have common law in Georgia?
No, I don't think so. So, but yeah, pretty much like that, right? So the long and short of it is that though that relationship was coming to an end, and just without going into all the detail, the bottom line is, out of nowhere in January, in the middle of January, the same weekend that our stuff was really kind of crumbling, that Monday, the first video that went kind of light viral just started shooting up on the charts.
Oh, wow.
And so, right. And so it was kind of like one of those moments of like, right. But, I kept cool and just kept asking them the follow-up questions. So it was a good interview. It was kind of like a jaw-dropping moment. It had a catchy title, a wife for 23 years, divorced for finding his DL or something like that.
I saw that one. I didn't watch it, but I saw it.
Right. And so that kind of, when that popped off, I was like, okay, well, if they like the content, and at the time, again, I was selling insurance. I would be at the shelters a lot because the type of insurance I sold, a lot of those people were qualified, right? And so, I was already at the shelters. I was already in the streets doing my job. So I was like, all right, well, while I'm out here, I might as well get content. So I was like, all right, well, let me make sure I post at least 1 video every day. So that's what I did. And literally 10 days later, before January was over, I was monetized. I was in the YPP.
Oh, wow.
The YouTube Partnership Program. So it literally happened that fast. Like from the moment that I saw that the video was doing numbers to the moment I got monetized was literally 10 days.
So how long have you been doing videos now?
So coming up in January, it'll be 2 years technically.
Cause it gets. I was telling you, like, it gets dangerous. Like, you don't know where to go to walk up to these people. A lot of because I talked to some people, I told you, but they're yeah, their mentality was not like the people that I see you interviewing. Some of the people that you interview have mental challenges or whatever, but the people that I talk to, like, they literally
they're in the midst of their addiction, really strong, and or have some real bad mental illness going on and stuff like that. I've had a lot of my interviewees that have flirted with me and just different type of stuff. And yeah, I flirted back with some of them, you know what I'm saying? And I said on my live, some of them I have, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie about that, right? You know what I'm saying?
You have
what? For YouTube's purposes, I'm gonna say I have, okay? But I mean, we're all adults, right?
You've been adults with them.
I have.
You've adulted with them. Oh,
a couple, right?
Was it like were you intending to have a relationship with them? Was it
no?
They require something from you, or was it just a mutual interest?
Nope. Yep, that's it. Just like, they flirt for a little while. I might ignore it at first or whatever, but if they're kind of down the line, still sending out little choosing signals or things like that. Hey, depending on the right mood I'm in or whatever. Yeah, what's going on? What's happening? All right, how's everything been? Are you good now? Whatever, that type of stuff. So, let's put it like this: the folks that I'm talking about, they're not like out on the street or nothing like that. They just found themselves in, situations for like a little, brief little while, but they're good, right? And so it is what it is. They're adults, I'm adults, and I'm a single man.
Did any of them turn into relationships, or was it just hookup?
Now you're asking the good question. All right, look at you. So now, not like relationships, right? But not just necessarily like hookups, right?
Friends with benefits.
I'm a guy. I'm a guy that, I work a lot, right? So I don't have like a lot of time to like entertain and do all that type of stuff. I definitely, love hard, right? And I definitely, if I'm dealing with you, I'm gonna deal with you, right? So yeah, I mean, taking some of them out and things like that. So it's not like it was like a relationship, but it wasn't just like, hey, smash and dash type deal. So.
But do you think that they were in the space to be able to deal with that type of thing during that time?
Adults. Yeah, they're adults. I mean, listen, they're adults. It wasn't like they were, again, out on the street or anything like that. They find themselves living with their sister or at their auntie's house or something like that. And, hey, they're adults. Okay. And if they're cute enough, then it is what it is. The women that seem to be attracted to me, or to the ones that seem to throw the most confirmation, choosing confirmations, choosing signals, things like that, are women like in their like kind of mid-20s, kind of that kind of range,
So, all right, so yeah, man. So here we are, guys. We're live. All right, I'm sitting here with Yanna. A lot of y'all, I didn't really need to address this because the numbers didn't dictate that, there was a whole lot of folks that really saw this stuff or anything like that. But I'm mainly gonna address it because Yanna wants to express herself, and that's Yanna's somebody
that was part of it. That was part of it, right? And the other part was all the narratives out there aren't accurate because I didn't get an interview that I was supposed to get on because I put the right platform. So now we're here.
Yeah. And so your audio is kind of coming in a little bit kind of, yeah, a little bit, but it's okay. We're gonna try to get through it. So maybe just, I don't know, maybe try to speak like a little, I don't know, softer or something, so it doesn't quite hit the microphone.
Just and make it softer.
Yeah, because it may click. Are you on your Bluetooth or something?
No, I disconnected from my Bluetooth.
Okay.
Put it back in.
Let's just see. Let's see if the Bluetooth works because I want them to be able to hear you. Okay. All right, y'all. So you know me, I don't normally address things as far as different stuff that's out there and things like that. Because I just don't have to, right? I can live my life, do what I want, and I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything, people like to put this narrative out there like like I'm some type of predator or something like that. And it couldn't be anything further from the truth. Okay? And so we're gonna talk about what happened with me and Yanna. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a brief rundown of the situation, and then we'll kind of get into what's going on now. Okay. So the long and short is this. I met Yanna. She was walking down Marietta Street one night. I attempted to get an interview with her. She didn't want to do it at that point, and so that was fine. And so I told her, hey, this is my channel. You can go hit me up if you want to do it one day. So 2 weeks later, she sent me an email, and she wanted to do it. So I was like, cool. So we talked about everything, worked out a price, and met up, and we did the interview. That's the interview you guys saw.
The modeling world, I don't know how much you know about it, but it's a lot going on in that world too.
Tell me.
It's interesting.
Educate us.
It's an interesting world. It's nothing like the glitz and glam that you see in front of the cameras when you look at it from America's Next Top Model or from the outside looking in. A lot of people don't know what that world consists of. Not just the modeling world.
Well, let's get straight to it. Tell us what the worst parts of it are.
People are out there. These girls.
So I mean, as a 14-year-old girl, what was some of the stuff that you may look back on and say, wow, I got taken advantage of, or this wasn't right, or whatever. Like, give me some.
I do have one particular moment that I always reflect on. Like, that was a situation. I had a photographer reach out to me when I was in Chicago.
What's up, YouTube? Man, it looks like things are heating up for summer 23. So stay tapped in. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm well.
All right.
Day started.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, it's a beautiful day. It's a little hot, but hey, it's a beautiful day. We're in the shade, so we're good.
All
right. So we actually met a few weeks ago. I caught you. You was walking down Marietta Street, and you didn't want to do the interview then, but you went on my page, got my info, and we got in contact, and so we're doing the interview now. So how are you doing today, first and foremost?
I'm good. I'm just literally getting my day started. It's been a crazy few days, but that's just my life. Sometimes my life is a movie, but
okay, well, we'll talk about it. So, all right, so are you homeless?
I wouldn't say I'm homeless. Thank God I don't necessarily live on the streets, but my living situation is sucks. I'm looking for stability. I'm from Chicago.
You're from Chicago?
I'm from Chicago, but I've been up here for a few years now.
Who are you living with right now?
A roommate. I'm
Okay.
do one of those things if you're familiar with, like, a lot of people out here is entrepreneurs and actors, so there's these things called roomsters, non-sponsored, but roomsters. I've used that kind of like saved my life from homelessness because I come from a big city to a bigger city where I don't really know people, and it's not easy out here. And
so I mean, how much does that cost?
close to $300 a week. $300 a week. Some people that's not expensive, but for me, I'm in the gig economy. That is expensive. That's like, that could be a day's worth of work.
So why do you say that your living situation sucks as far as it goes?
Because it's not as stable as I want. Like, it's just renting a room in a home, and it's very questionable sometimes, especially it can be like a stranger, so you really
kind of sketchy type
situations.
situations.
It can be sketchy.
Okay.
So you really have to use.
How old are you?
Discernment. I'm 23.
23. All right. Do you have any kids?
I don't have kids.
No kids. Have you ever been married?
I haven't.
No?
I'm not been married yet.
Okay. All right. So let's start from the beginning. So where you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
You from Chi-Town?
I am.
Hey, what part of Chicago you from?
The South Side.
Man, you from that South Side?
South Side.
Hey, man. Shout out. the South Side of Chicago, man. Yes, sir. Shout it out.
I'm from the South Side. Like, I rep the South Side, but I've been all over Chicago.
Okay, so shout out the whole Chicago.
Downtown, the downtown sector mainly.
Say less. All right. And so growing up, I mean, you know, I mean, would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
Normal? I don't know what normal is, so I don't think anything about my life is normal.
Tell me about it.
I come from, like, just to be honest, very traumatizing background. You know, my family on my mother's side, they had a lot of trauma that they didn't deal with, and they turned to drugs.
What type of trauma?
I honestly, I don't know what kind of demons they were all fighting, but they was fighting traumas, obviously, because they turned to drugs early on in their life. So I had to see that a lot.
What type of drugs are we talking about?
You know, I think I've seen people cook up coke before.
It's like crack
my auntie who took care of me is now on heroin. Like, it's a complete transformation to see someone all physically well, actually take care of themselves, not on drugs, to where they are now in my adult life, all on heroin, falling asleep on walls, and just really messed up out here. So that let me know that they really have been fighting some real dark times that they probably don't really speak about.
So I mean, I'm gonna ask.
I saw that when I was younger. I had to witness and be around all that world. Ask me what.
I get it.
You know?
I mean, I guess then I'm gonna ask. You know, did anything happen to you when you was younger?
Thank God, like, I never experienced anything too traumatic, but I did experience a lot of sexual trauma.
What type of sexual
you know,
trauma?
I grew up faster than anybody ever should.
In what way?
I just had sex earlier on, and I started being sexual early on in my life.
What age are we talking about?
Around that age when I was moving out, so probably like 12. I would say 12 at the youngest, 12, 13.
What do you think it was that made you get into sex that early?
Curiosity, and just having a sexual, I want to say, oral place over me, because I was introduced to sex early on.
How was
just
it?
Because I lived in a home with a lot of my cousins and shit like that, so we always would have parties. So a lot of other kids would come over too. So some people may have been more experienced than I was at that age. So that one, it ended up intriguing me. But I was welcomed into a sexual world to where I became comfortable with
at
sex
12?
early, yeah.
And so
that's when I started having sex.
How old was like the guy that you was having sex with at 12?
Around my age. He was maybe like 2 years older than me, so he was probably like 14 at the time.
Okay.
I don't know if that's far out, but like 14 at the time. But that was like my first introduction to sex. And then I got in, to fast forward, once I started getting into the modeling world, because I was jumping off the porch and trying to get it out here on my own, my goal was to blow up as a model until I started doing my research and stuff. The modeling world, I don't know how much you know about it, but it's a lot going on in that world too.
Tell me.
It's interesting.
Educate us.
It's an interesting world. It's nothing like the glitz and glam that you see in front of the cameras when you look at it from America's Next Top Model or from the outside looking in. A lot of people don't know what that world consists of. Not just the modeling world.
Well, let's get straight to it. Tell us what the worst parts of it are.
You know, people out there, these girls don't eat. They're forced to go on these gigs and live in these small little model homes, and they're not actually benefiting from it. They're barely even making money. They're not getting casting calls, and it forces them into depression a lot of the times, to where they turn to drugs. And then once they're no longer marketable, they're tossed into the streets, into the wolves, basically. Not everybody knows how to maneuver in that world. A lot of things are put in front of you, you know?
So, I mean, as a 14-year-old girl, what was some of the stuff that, you know, you may look back on and say, wow, you know, I got taken advantage of, or, you know, this wasn't right, or whatever? Like, give me some.
You know, I do have one particular moment that I always reflect on. Like, you know, that was a situation. I had a photographer reach out to me when I was in Chicago. At the time, of course, it was a paid job. We ended up negotiating a pay rate, and I went down to Chicago. It was his own studio, older, I want to say he was a German man, in his upper 50s, 60s. It was for a Golden Girls shoot. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that movie.
Golden Girls.
Yeah. Not the Golden Girls, but the Golden.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I don't know.
Golden Girl. You have to research it. It's a woman covered in gold, and he gave me like a whole storyline on it. And I was to be the Golden Girl, so I was a Golden Goddess. It was a nude shoot, but I was painted all gold.
Okay.
So this was like what? Around that age, again, once I was still stumbling upon the industry, just figuring it out. But it was a very uncomfortable situation. Like, it was just me and this older 60-year-old something German man painting my body. And he even had a machine there. I don't know if you familiar with BBLs, but this was a non-invasive machine, which enhanced my ass, my butt. I don't know if we can cuss here.
Yeah, that's fine.
He had that machine there, so I went through that process for like 45 minutes of like some strange man. I'm there on a shoot. I didn't know that that's what I was walking into or what I was gonna.
Who was taking care of you at this point in your life?
I lived with a family member, but I was still curious.
You
so
say it was your aunt, right?
I stayed with my aunt and my grandmother.
Okay, and
God rest her soul. She died earlier this year.
Oh, my condolences about that. Talking about your grandma?
Angel. Yeah. That was my best friend. So.
All right. Okay. So did they know that you was going on these mileage?
Yeah, you couldn't stop me. You couldn't stop me. You couldn't tell me I couldn't do this. I was rebellious because of my parents. Like they didn't have no money to support me. I remember like it would be days I was getting out of high school. I'm like, Mom, can I have $20 for this? Can I go do this so I can go be with my friends? I wasn't living with them, but I still felt that was my parents. So I was still calling.
Right, asking for money and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like they couldn't provide. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna ask my granny for money. So I had to really, that's what molded me to be a hard body. Well, just get out here and get it on my own.
And so as a 23-year-old young lady, right, now that you're an adult and you can look back and reflect on it, what do you think about that? What do you think about the fact that, you know, you feel like kind of after 13, for all intents and purposes, your parents kind of checked out, you know? What are your thoughts on that? Or what are your feelings about that?
I just feel like, I guess I could have done more myself. I just feel like I could have done more. Got myself a little bit further. I took a lot of years like just partying and having a good time, and a lot of people make that mistake. No.
So I asked you, what do you think about your parents kind of you know, not being able to parent you after the age of 13, and you took it upon yourself to blame you?
I mean, I blame them to a certain degree. I was rebellious. Like I said, I was rebellious against them, and that was my way of being rebellious, getting out here and getting on my own because I couldn't.
Did you ever talk to someone about maybe how you felt about them divorcing? And
no, not necessarily, to be honest. It's just something I kind of tried to mentally dissect on my own and kind of just.
Yeah, so you know, I broke up with the mother of my child about a year and a half ago, and you know, we made sure that we got counseling for our girls so that they could express how they felt, because they was very upset.
Right.
And you know, I tell you, it was worth its weight in gold, because they were able to really be able to maturely express how they feel to both of us, and we were able to kind of reconcile their feelings. And so do you think if something like that would have occurred, that you would have maybe not been as jumping off the porch all fast and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Had I just had a conversation, or I just spoke to someone like you said, it would have gave me a moment to reflect, like maybe navigate differently. I thought about therapy, but I guess so much happens in life. I never took the time to actually do something like that.
Okay. So you've been here in Atlanta for a few years. What's your romantic life like? I mean, you know, some people are going to say, you know, and I asked this in this context, right? Some people are going to say, okay, this beautiful girl, are you still currently a model or a former model?
I take gigs here and there.
Okay, so, you know, and you look great, right? You're beautiful, you look like a model, right? And so some people are gonna say, okay, so you mean to tell me that some guy isn't trying to put you up in his castle and, you know, have you be his housewife or whatever?
Atlanta guys are weird. A lot of Atlanta guys don't have castles, and they're living in another woman's castle, and then they'll sneak you in their castle. But it's Atlanta's a weird place, so you don't want to be in everybody's castle.
Well, I'll say this: I call it Scamlanta, right?
Yeah.
This is definitely Scamlanta. You're gonna get a lot of cap out here, a lot of people pretending to be somebody that they're not. But that doesn't mean that there aren't still a decent number of guys that are getting it out here, that have, you know, resources and all type of stuff. You're saying that nobody has tried. So what's your dating life like?
I would say, like, I'm not really dating currently right now. I'm just trying to get myself in a better situation to where I can be more of a partner to someone, you know?
Well, what about being a wife to someone?
Yeah, I would love to be married. That's the goal. I think I'm manifesting that a little bit.
Manifesting that. Because, I mean, I get the partner thing, right? And I get that people use that interchangeably sometimes. But I kind of feel like there's a partner and then there's a wife, right? I am the type that would prefer a wife, right? And so you're saying that you want to be a partner with someone?
No, I want to be someone's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
The goal.
Well, I mean, and so
there is a difference. I'm glad you pointed that out, though.
Okay. So, you know, I mean, I guess in the context of even, like I say, your living situation, everything else, there's not been anybody that's been like, hey, you know, because you don't have any kids.
You know, there has. I get approached often. Like, I was approached by someone that's around here, and he's helped me but there's stipulations with certain things and
Basically,
comes
sex.
with the lifestyle. Not even just sex. Like he wanted to sell me. Like,
Oh, well, he's trying to pimp you. Yeah.
He wanted, and I ain't ever done nothing like that.
You
So
did. It
that's
was
all
called
I
modeling.
knew. Right. That's different. I'm like, it's in the same arena, but it's different levels.
I know. So long story short, you know, we did the interview. And after the interview, Yanna sent me a text, right? And the text said something to the effect of, "Hey, that was a dope experience. I appreciate it. Like, thank you. That was a dope experience." And I texted her back. I was like, "You a dope interviewee, right? Simple as that." And she texted me back. She was like, "Hey, you know, would you like to hang out later on? You know, take a sip and just kind of chop it up for a little bit." And at first I was like, you know, I'll probably be busy, but if I get free, maybe I'll hit you up, right? So it was just like that. You know, I did my work or whatever. I happened to get a little bit free, okay? And, you know, so I hit her up later on that evening. She was getting off work. And, you know, she basically was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the rooftop? I know this little rooftop vibe or whatever that we can go to."
High note in
There you go, right? So she's more kind of in that stuff than I am. Believe it or not, I know I'm the one that has money and stuff like that, but you know, I'm chill, right? I don't be on like a whole lot of rooftop and this and that and the third. I got my own rooftop, and you know, I just be going to like the little lounges and stuff like that, right? So okay. The long and short of it is that you know, we hung out that day. It went into the night. And I had no intention of sleeping with her. Okay. Of course, the conversation while we was out, drinks and stuff like that, it turned a little bit sexual at times. But you know, it's first little hangout. I wasn't trying to do nothing. I'm chilling, right? And you know, frankly, I need y'all to know that I have no no issues getting sex. Okay, and Yanna will probably talk about some of that a little bit later on. Okay, I have no issues getting sex from women. All right, so I wasn't pressed about having sex with her or anything else. And so we're hanging out. It gets to be late, and so I bring her up. I bring her up to where she says she want to be dropped off at. So, you know, the battery basically. So I bring her up to the battery, and I'm like, all right, well, she just kind of has me drop her off, just kind of like in the middle of the battery. And so I thought it was kind of weird, but I was like, all right, well, maybe, you know, she knows what she's doing. And so I said, okay, cool. So I dropped her off. And when I got home, I sent her a text and said, "Hey, I just got home. Shoot me a text when you're under a roof." Right? Because she had told me that she was, you know, during the interview, she said that she was staying in like, you know, these kind of rooming houses type deal where you could pay weekly and things like that. And then she was also saying sometimes she stays with a friend. So I figured she had it all figured out. Okay. Well, you know, 2 hours later, I'm about to go to sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I thought about it real quick and I was like, I didn't never get a text that she said that she was in. Well, I texted her. I was like, "Hey, you know, did you ever make it in?" And she was like, "No, you know, I didn't make it in. The person must have fell asleep or something like that." And so I was immediately like, "Oh, hell no. I'm coming to get you. Coming to get you." Right? Because she was saying how she was just going to stay outside all night. And I was like, "Well, what are you going to do?" She was like, "Well, you know, I'm just going to stay outside and kind of hang out all night." And I was like, "Hell no. I'm coming to get you."
I thought I had to ask you to come get me. I didn't know that I was gonna stay outside.
Huh?
I thought I had asked you to come get me, like I told you, like they weren't up. And then I was like, "Can you just come back and get me?"
Right. And I was like, "I'm coming to get you." You know what I'm saying? And so it was late. So she offered like, "Hey, I know it's late. You could just send the Uber." And so that's what we did. So, you know, sent the Uber. She got here. Guys, listen. She's attractive. I'm attractive. We just had an awesome date. Okay, an awesome date. And you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, man. Bad decisions got made. We had sex. Okay? It wasn't a bad decision. Huh?
I said we didn't do anything first night.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
I know like it was that. But yeah, we definitely had our sexual tension going. My case was definitely all the way around. So It was a video that somebody had released, and they kind of narrated the story decently. And they said love don't really have an age. Like you can like who you like, you can be attracted to who you're attracted to. It doesn't have an age in real life, you know. And he's always been my type. From day one, he was talking my kind of love language, and he treated me very well. He wasn't coming off like a predator or anything like that. There was flirting. I flirted back. It was very natural from day one. You know, when it's chemistry, there's just chemistry. It doesn't matter like how we come upon each other.
Okay. So the long and short of it is that, you know, so I decided, I was like, you know what? So I said, you know, I know how it is. She's 23. She was kind of fronting a little bit about her situation, making it sound like she kind of had it handled more than she did. Okay. Right. Because she's not the type to just come out and just say it or ask for it, you know, blatantly and stuff like that. But so I knew what the situation was, and you know, I mean, I didn't want to let her just be outside. Point blank period. She was out fucking side. Okay? And so, you know, you tell me what you would have done at that point. She's literally outside. She's not on drugs. She doesn't have any mental issues. Okay?
Right, so at that point, so, I definitely was just passed out. And right. It seemed like my biz, like, what was that?
No, go ahead.
Like I said, I was just feeling him naturally. I really just liked him all the way around. And I just really thought it was just a saving grace at the time. Because I had been doing just fine, literally up until a week before then. Like, I just got fucking crazy. I had a great living arrangement, living with a roommate. And then I stumbled across Marcus. Of course, I don't know if you guys watched the interview after I had an interaction with an actual pimp. That's why I ended up reaching out to Marcus for the interview, because I kind of wanted to have a footprint of myself out there just in case anything was to go wrong with that pimp, because I never knew what that was about to lead to. And I did actually end up running into that guy like on a couple of different occasions, and that was some scary shit that was very creepy. That was creepy. But definitely ended up just hanging out with Marcus at his house. We ended up coming upon an arrangement that had worked very well for us, just because our chemistry was just very natural. It was very natural. He was very open with how he lived his life, and I respected the way he lived.
So they're saying some things about the sound. So let me.
Yeah, the echo is back here too.
So let me do this real quick. So Yanna, give me a chance to kind of narrate the story first, and then when I get done, I'm gonna mute myself so that they can hear you when you want to come in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. Okay. So yeah, the long and short of it is that I decided, hey, listen, I don't want to see her assed out. I don't want to see her outside. I didn't even know about the situation with the pimp at first, or whatever. But I just didn't want to see her outside or whatever, and so I decided to allow her to come into my space and to live with me for a while, a short period, until she can kind of get back on her feet. Okay? Until she can get back on her feet. And so, can y'all hear me, by the way? I want to make sure y'all can hear me. So, just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Just kind of put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I'll be looking at it as I'm speaking. Okay? All right. Okay, you hear me. Okay, great. Okay, so I mean, the long and short of it is that, we got to doing what we're doing, okay? And I explained to Yanna, as she's gonna probably say, right? I explained to her like, hey, I'm single, right? I'm doing this kind of out of the kindness of my heart and everything else, but that doesn't mean that I have to necessarily change around what I'm doing and everything else. Kind of give up my singleness, my bachelorhood, for the sake of, kind of coming to the aid, coming to the rescue. Okay. And she agreed and understood and felt like that was perfectly fine. And the reason why everything was good, because Yanna is just a super awesome individual. She is just very well put together. She's articulate. She's neat. Okay. She's very peaceful. She never at any time disturbed my peace in any way. Okay, and so Yanna was just an amazing house guest. And, I have a pretty big closet. Pretty big closet. So a lot of people was wondering, well, what about when your kids are over on the weekend? Well, the long and short of it is that she would be working on the weekends, right? So for most of the day, she would be out of the house. Okay. When she came home at nighttime, she would, we'd get her on in and she'd go to my room. And, if the kids were out in the living room playing around or whatever, she would go chill in the closet, which is, I'm gonna real quick. It's really big. It's a big ass closet. Okay, it's like another room. Okay, it's like another room. Yeah, it's a big ass closet. It's another room. By the way, guys, I'm 40. I'm 40. By the way, guys, Yanna is 23. Yanna is 23. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much what happened. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Okay. Sometime around October. We was having a little bit too much fun, and we didn't know it at the time. But we did get pregnant. Okay. We did. That did happen, and we didn't realize it until about 7 weeks later. So at this point, it was the first week in December when we realized that had happened. And, I'll be honest, right? At that point, I was already kind of getting to the point where it's like, it's almost going to be the new year. I'm kind of ready to get my space back, right? I had felt like I did a good deed by, allowing her to kind of, stay there and do whatever. But, I was starting to get to that point where I was starting to want to reset and get my space back and everything else. But of course, we found out we're pregnant. And I'm 40. I don't have any sons. So I was happy. I was like, man, this is gonna be cool. But that gut instinct, man, that gut that I have, man, I have a hell of a gut. And my gut, man, it was just it would not let me sleep. It would not let me convince myself that this was gonna be a good situation in the long term. Okay, in the long term. Definitely something that I've had to deal with in the last few weeks is just kind of deciding that it's just not something that I wanted to. I knew that while me and Yanna got along fine, that doesn't necessarily mean that we was going to be able to be locked in good for a co-parent relationship or a relationship of anything like that, right? And so I just wanted to, I wanted to kind of allow Yanna, because here's the thing, right? That's a very traumatic experience. That's a very traumatic experience. And Yanna felt, she felt very heavy about it. And I felt heavy about it as well, but I still have responsibilities. I still have to work. And, we had just sent her back up to Chicago, right? And so, she was already feeling kind of lonely and everything else. I didn't why is my sound fading? Okay, so I don't know. So anyway, the long and short of it is that we didn't talk for a few days, right? And I had posted the interview with Sunny, the W amputee. And, Yanna, who, she still has fresh feelings for me, right? She basically got upset. Got upset and, she felt like I was being flirty with Sunny and everything else. And so, but I'll let her explain this in her own words. But, she's basically being flirty with Sunny. I mean, I was being flirty with Sunny, and so she didn't like that. So she, got upset, and that's when she sent the email off to, the other blogger or whatnot. And so, she felt the way, right? She felt the way, and she expressed that. And so I wanted to give her an opportunity to express herself and everything else, because I care. Yanna knows how much I care about her. Yanna Yanna had a front row seat to my life for 5 months. At this point, no cap, she probably knows the most about me in my current stage. This current place where I'm at in life, Yanna probably literally knows the most about me. She has had a front row seat. She's seen it all. So I'm going to open the floor up to her. I'm going to let her express herself, talk about whatever it is that, that she wants to talk about or whatever. Some of the things that she did address in the email were things like freak offs and things like that. So I'll let her talk about some of that stuff and everything else. And so, if I need to kind of clip in, I'll clip in, but I'm going to go on mute so that you guys can hear her, and let me know if you can't hear her so we can make sure that she's heard. I want to make sure that she's heard and that she, feels like she can fully express herself. Okay. All right, so I'm going to mute myself.
Hey again, y'all. So for me, it was never really about, it was really like the triggering point for me once I seen that last interview with the double amputee. It wasn't so much about him flirting. It was just like the level of disrespect I feel like I had seen in the video. It was just like triggering, and it was just on top of trauma that came from the dealings with Marcus overall.
So when you got into the car accident, who was driving?
Me.
Okay, so you was driving, and so what happened?
So basically, I was in a bad state in my life. Listen, you thought you the one asking the and I've never been asked questions like this before. You wanted raw, and now I'm giving you raw, and now you telling me, okay, I'll chill, whatever. Come on, look on YouTube.
That's what I'm here.
There's YouTube people going viral for being in a goddamn wheelchair. Like we're not gonna like.
So why do you feel like?
Because I'm just like
I'm not trying to offend you. I'm asking a question.
No, I'm not offended. I'm just saying I cannot like. I'm high as hell, and he just asking these questions. I'm like, bro, he throwing me off.
So for the audience, this is the part of the video where you might want to check out, because now I'm gonna start asking questions that you may not like. So this is your fair warning. Check out at this point. All right, so what's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with the special. So guys, as I just said, this is somewhat of a different interview where I'm pulling up on this young lady, and she's got a pretty particular story. So for one, she is a double amputee. Okay, double amputee. So as you see, she's definitely a cutie, right? And she's a double amputee. So how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Okay, I'm great, man. It's a beautiful day, and I didn't mind driving the 40 minutes up here to come and talk to you. So, so you just got out the hospital?
Yeah.
What were you in the hospital for?
I just, basically had an infection or whatever due to wounds. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so, you're a double amputee. I guess explain to everybody what happened that made you a double amputee.
I got in a bad car accident.
Okay. When was this?
Last year. Well, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, so 21?
Yeah. No, I'm not 21.
No.
Oh yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. How old are you, by the way?
28.
28. Okay. And so, do you have any kids?
2.
Okay. How old are they?
5 and 6.
5 and 6. Same dad?
Yes.
Okay. And so that dad, were you like in a relationship with him, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are y'all still in a relationship? No. Okay. All right. So we'll tap back into that in a second. So as far as it goes, all right. So when you got into the car accident, who was driving?
Me.
Okay. So you was driving, and so what happened?
So basically, I was in a bad state in my life. I would say bad. That was like around a hard time where I was having with my baby daddy, as you brought up, or whatever. He wasn't helping me with the kids. I was working, whatever the case may be. I was working during that day, dropped my kids off, went to my second job, and it was time for me to get off or whatever.
And what's the second job?
I was a dancer.
Okay, so you was a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're exotic dancer.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. No, it's important to know. It's important to understand kind of what the context was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you was coming from the club. You was coming from work. And what happened?
Basically fell asleep behind the wheel.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, listen, I tell you what, man. I thank God and the universe, whatever it is. I'm thankful every day. Because when I was 19, I fell asleep at the wheel and got into a pretty bad accident. But thank God I didn't have to have anything amputated or anything like that. So,
yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, I get that. So you basically fell asleep at the wheel. And so what ended up happening? Like, do you know what they told you happened or whatever?
What you mean?
Like, did you run into a median? Did you hit somebody? Did you know?
I don't know. I just I fell asleep, ran into something, flew out the car. And yeah, totaled the car.
Ooh, okay. So that happened. So that was just horrific. And so did they
I don't remember nothing from the accident. Nothing.
Ooh, okay. So, all right. So, that's kind of how we ended up there. And so I'm going to now, so for the audience, this is the part of the video where you might want to check out, because now I'm going to start asking questions that, you may not like. So this is your fair warning. Check out at this point. All right. So, a couple logistical questions, right? So, this happened a couple years ago. Have you had any romantic interest since this has happened?
A couple, maybe, yeah.
I mean, I'm asking, I'm curious, right? And so as far as it goes, like, how long did it take from the accident, which, it sounds like, I think I remember you said it happened October of 21, to when you kind of was, back to being intimate and stuff like that. Like, how long was that gap in between?
A year.
A year? What were your thoughts on that? Like, was there any reservations about it? Were you nervous about it?
Not really, because like everybody that needs to be there was there, and you feel me, show interest. So I didn't feel no different way. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was in a relationship when I got in my accident. We broke up. I had to go separate ways.
Why?
I don't think he wasn't there. He wasn't ready financially. He wasn't stable financially. He couldn't be. He's not going to be able to be there for me. He's not the man to be there for me in this type of situation, and I'm cool with that. Like, I prefer for it to be like this, for me to be on my own, so I don't need nobody. Like, I'm cool with being alone. I'm not worried about being in a relationship. Being in a relationship was the last thing on my mind. Like, I'm a human being. Of course, I'm a date. Like,
well, right, but I mean,
you feel me? Like,
so being in a
relationship is the last thing on my mind. So,
right, being in a relationship, right? That's one thing. But then also, people still get horny and still have needs and things like that. How long after the accident did you start to have those type of thoughts? Like, hey, man, I'm starting to get a little bit. I mean, like, I need my itch scratched.
I've always been a sexual person. I've had thoughts when I was in the fucking bed. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't you have thoughts? You think because I was in an accident, I'm supposed to stop thinking about sex?
I don't know.
That's very childish.
So, I'm here to ask questions.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
that's not childish.
But I mean, that's common sense. You think
not common sense.
No, yes, it is.
So if no one's ever experienced being an amputee, how would they know?
No, what you mean? There's plenty of paralyzed people or fucking people in a goddamn wheelchair that fucking are in relationships, married. That's very common. I don't know. Maybe you're not real. No, maybe you're not. You're not knowledgeable, intelligent when it comes to fucking goddamn wheelchair community and shit like that.
Well, that's
but there's a lot.
That's why
if
I'm
you
here.
Look on YouTube,
that's why I'm here.
There's YouTube people going fucking viral for being in a goddamn wheelchair. Like, we're not gonna like.
So why do you feel like?
Because I'm just like
I'm not trying to offend you. I'm asking a question.
No, I'm not offended. I'm just saying, you really think people in wheelchairs don't find love again?
So again, I don't know. I'm asking questions. That's what I'm here for. I'm interviewing you.
Oh.
So I have to, in other words, the same way that I don't know.
No, I'm just saying.
Audience,
I would think you do research, before you interview.
Some research, but that doesn't mean. Well, that doesn't mean that that's how you feel. So I'm
No,
asking
I'm just
you about
asking.
your
You didn't.
experience.
So you didn't.
I did some research. I looked into who you was and everything else.
Not
That's
me,
how I knew
but
about the
like,
accident and everything else.
My community, basically, you didn't look into that.
Well, no, because I want to just ask questions based on people who haven't done research.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, the audience, I'm sure most of the audience is probably like me. They haven't necessarily done research. They may not know. So I'm asking questions.
So you don't see people in the out in the public? In the wheelchair?
Do I walk up to them and ask them, hey, do you get horny? No, I don't. So that's why I'm here to be able to ask more kind of close questions and get a little more kind of getting to know you.
No, but it was interesting that you had to ask that. Like, you really think because I ain't got no legs, I don't get horny?
No, but it may have taken you months. So in other words, it may have been a thing where, for about 3 months, I was traumatized and I wasn't thinking about nothing like that or whatever. I don't know what you're going to answer.
Oh.
So, what's with the agitation and that type of energy?
I'm just saying, me off. That type of question threw me off.
Well, have you watched my content before, right?
I have,
okay,
but
so then,
the fact that you thought I was going to say oh, I didn't
think anything. I was waiting for your answer.
No, well, I feel like there's a lot of... you're
kind of taking it the wrong way, right?
Now, am I not? I answered the question, did I not?
Well, you're being a little bit off-putting and aggressive, right?
Okay,
so here's the thing.
I'm answering the question.
Okay, so go ahead.
People in wheelchairs, even people like me with no legs, get horny. We do get in relationships. We do find love again. It just depends on the person. There's some people out here that can understand, but someone like me going through,
right? And that's what. Listen, I don't want you to feel. I don't want you to feel offended. I drove out here to. Well,
listen. I get that.
Okay, so I'm not here to offend you. Okay, I'm here to ask questions and to get to understand how your life is and everything else.
You did. Well, let me just say that since you want to throw that in the air. Yes, you did drive out here to interview me. I asked you to interview me for my channel, not technically for your channel, which is cool. I don't mind being on your channel. You can go up on both.
It's fine.
But I'm just saying it's cool. I don't mind being on your channel and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying the fact that you had asked that, it kind of threw me off. You know what I'm saying? Okay, damn, we gonna take it here, but yes,
but did you feel like I was trying to offend you?
No, I don't know. It just was it threw me off.
In other words, it's not.
I didn't say you offended me.
Right,
I'm just saying.
Well,
let
me explain myself real quick.
But you can't make it seem like.
Hold on. Let me explain myself real quick. Okay. So as far as it goes, right? No, I wasn't suggesting that you don't find love or that you don't get horny or anything like that. I wasn't suggesting that.
No,
I was literally asking. I was just saying, hey,
that you thought I didn't.
No, I didn't think.
See, it was shocking.
You're saying that
why would you think I wouldn't find love again?
Well, because did I say that though?
No, not find love again or want to get
did I
fucked
say
or did
I say that you didn't want to get fucked? I said,
why would you think that?
No, I wouldn't. That's why I'm asking. So in other words, I'm not saying I think that you probably don't want to get fucked anymore. Is that true? No, I didn't say it like that. I said, so hey, how long was it? Was there any gap?
I wanted to have sex again.
Right,
but why would you think that somebody?
The answer would just be, oh, there was no gap. You know what I'm saying? I actually still continue to be horny and everything else. I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Some people I would have thought that
this is a raw interview, right? How you gonna tell me to react if this raw interview?
Well, I'm just telling you what a reaction would have been. That would have been, not necessarily you was assuming. I get it. So again,
I'm high. You losing me. Let's go. Come on. Raw entertainment, baby.
Raw entertainment. All right. So again, just trying to dive into the sex life of an amputee, right?
Yes.
So okay, so you're saying that basically there was no gap. So
of course, I want to have sex. Shit. I'm a human being. I want to have kids again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no damn robot or I'm not a vegetable. I'm not you know what I'm saying? Right. So yes, those needs to be pleasured, I guess you would say, in a more appropriate way.
And so what are guys what is their reaction, or do they fetishize it a little bit, or
I wouldn't call it. You think that's a fetish?
I mean, I don't know, but there's almost a fetish for everything. So I assume that there would be some guys that may fetishize it.
I guess.
I mean, if you haven't ran
To
into
call
it,
it
then
a
that's
fetish
fine.
is weird, but yeah, I guess I'm fetishized. Like people fetish me.
Well, people fetishize everything. Like people fetishize black
I'm a
guys.
fetish.
People fetishize.
I'm a fetish. Yes.
I think you're taking offense to these things, and I'm not trying to offend you.
I'm answering your question. I'm a fetish. Yes, I'm a fetish. I'm a fetish. Yes, they fetish me. They be
what I'm asking
in my inbox. They be wanting to fly out. They be wanting to fly me out.
Well, I mean, are you being facetious or are you being for real?
I'm being for real.
Okay, yeah, that's
not
what
being funny. I'm being serious.
No, that's why. That's why I wanted to know.
I'm being like,
I didn't know. That's why I asked. That's why I asked. Right? You don't know unless you ask.
Damn.
Okay. So why did you have that reaction when I asked then?
Listen,
Because
you the one asking the fucking. I've never been asked questions like this before, so I'm gonna answer it the way I'm gonna answer it. Like
that means I'm
don't
doing a
get
good
mad
job.
good.
Right?
Dude,
That
keep
means I'm doing a good
going.
job.
Like
right?
what you getting? Like okay.
Oh, okay. Like, I guess for me, and I think
you
that,
want it raw, and now I'm giving you raw, and now you telling me, okay, I'll chill, whatever.
Okay. So, all right. So, a lot of guys do fetishize you, right? And I can. Good. We need to take a break.
No.
Okay. All right. So, a lot of guys fetishize you or whatnot. How do you feel about that? Like, is that something that you like? How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's cool, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, like, are you, in other words, like, I would imagine that there would be a range of maybe, some people wouldn't care about being fetishized. And then on the other end, maybe some people would be like disgusted by people who
it's no
just want
different
to.
from how I was treated all my life. I've always been, people been attracted to me. Like, I don't see it no other way. Like, I don't see just
Has there been any uptick in interest or like lower interest than before when you
I don't go anywhere, so whoever is like, well,
around is like attracted.
Everybody, yeah. And then when I tell my story, it's just like, damn, you still fine. I still like, you know what I'm saying? I always get the same reaction. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've been telling my story, like I try to go live. I used to go live. So I used to have panels. People used to come in. I'm cammed up. People see me like, I let people know I'm double amputee. I don't got no legs. We laugh. They be like, damn, for real. They be like, you lying. They always think I'm fucking lying. I always end up telling my story when it comes to like, damn, how tall are you? I be joking around. I'll be like 3'5". You know what I'm saying?
How tall were you before?
5'5".
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I just always be myself, and it's never been no different. Like, I always my mindset was never like, damn, people gonna treat me differently, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it never was that. It's always been like, all right, here I am. Like, either you gonna accept it or you not. Like, it's
I get
never
it.
like,
So, I mean, okay. So
I'm not like everybody. Everybody else could like feel some like differently. There's probably people out here that
of course
don't get horny or don't want to fuck. Like, but me personally, like,
questions.
I don't know. Like, no, but I'm just saying, like.
So you're right.
Me,
I agree
I'm
with you.
different. So I can't speak for everybody. I don't want this to make it look like I'm speaking for everybody else.
No, you're speaking for you.
This is just me.
Yeah, we're speaking for you.
I'm not like everybody else. Like, but for me personally, my sexual life, my dating life has never really changed. It's always been, the only thing that's changed is probably the physical aspect. I'm not like face to face with people like that, but like dating or like interacting with men has never been hard. It's not hard.
What like, I guess, and
Men,
again,
period.
audience, brace yourself. But what like primary sex positions do you like do now that you're double amputee?
From the back, side, front. What are you talking about?
I'm asking. So
anything that you can do, I can do too. Basically.
Okay. I mean, because I know some guys in their head already, they're like, man, basically with the legs being out the way, that's probably a fun time, right? Do guys tell you that, or Is that something
I
where
mean-
guys like express that there's like a major difference in having sex with you versus having sex with a non-amputee?
No, it's just always they want to, it's not nothing different. It's nothing like, they don't say no wild shit like that, like, because they already know the situation or so. I don't think they would treat it any differently. Only thing's different, I just don't have long limbs like you.
Okay. And so I mentioned it. So the from the back part, I guess you're like, I guess it's maybe just like a little bit lower, but it's still just kind of like, because I guess the it's not like fully like on knees. What are you looking like that for? Like you hate when an interviewer asks questions.
I don't know.
I ain't got time for you. I ain't got time for you. Listen,
I don't know where this is going. I'm just looking.
These are questions.
I'm like,
these are questions, and
you can see it on my face.
Questions.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
you
can
ain't
see
even supposed to.
everything on your face.
Oh, I'm a Scorpio for real.
we see everything on your face.
What?
No, I'm curious. Listen, I don't care. I ask whatever questions that come to mind, and I think people that watch me know that, right? So,
Lord Jesus, okay, you want to be in my business, like my daddy don't even ask me questions like this.
Well,
so
why would
crazy,
he?
like
why would that would be kind of weird if he asked you questions like that?
No, but you know how like when you you're talking to your kid about like I've never even had that type of that type of conversation with my dad, like the conversation. That's why
the conversation as far as
like
what? Oh, like coming up? Like you never had, like, the sex
it's
talk?
Never like been
yeah, no, he should have been had that. Like my daughters,
I'm just saying like it's not like that's why I'm kind of like like
weirded out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like damn, you want to be all in my business in it? Like damn, so you a man? Like it's just different. Like I'm so sorry.
Well, and
like, okay, whatever, sir.
Well, and this is why I think people like my interviews, because I will go there,
cute.
and
it's
I
cute.
do.
It's just like maybe you taking my
questions.
reactions wrong, but like I'm literally just like, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? Like what?
Look here now. I know that Baltimore look now.
Okay,
I know.
whatever. Lord have mercy. Okay. Whatever.
Oh man, I love it. Okay.
How the fuck you like he asking, and then he's gonna say literally saying, I'm about to ask y'all if you gonna feel some type of way about these questions, leave. Just throwing me off now. I'm like, what the fuck questions he talking about?
Well, I was talking about the audience.
Then he asking the questions, and I'm like, hell yeah, people like nigga, like what? Like, okay, you're funny. It's cool, but like, I'm keeping up. Like, I might be reciprocating slowly, but I'm keeping up.
It's processing, right? It's processing.
Okay.
It's processing. Well, listen, this is what makes good content, is when people ask edgy questions, and people ask questions that people really want to know. We can ask all the polite questions and stuff like that, but then we really want to kind of get into getting to know you, like getting to know stuff that people may have all type of off the wall questions that they're too polite to ask. Well, I'm not, right? So I'll ask. Okay. So because honestly, I'm trying to figure that out. Like I'm trying to figure out like
what the fuck?
I'm trying to figure out what that looks like, because the
Jesus. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Listen, you're gonna get a lot of subscribers off this interview, so just trust me, everything's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be good.
Like, I'm high as hell, and he just asking these questions. I'm like, bro, he throwing me off. Okay. All right, you throwing me off. Okay. Oh, I need a blunt. Oh god. Okay, come on.
You want me to go get the blunt?
No, like I got my own. It's
Okay.
But if no, you gonna roll up. Yes, you're right. You need to roll up. Yeah. Good Lord, Jesus.
Oh,
all
Jesus
right,
Christ. All right, can't have a boring interview. All right. All right. So, okay, but yeah. Okay, so no, seriously though. So okay, are you like in a relationship, or do you have like an intimate partner right now type deal?
I'd rather not answer right now. I'd rather just
plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Okay. Because again, just trying to get an idea of like kind of how you're living your life now. You know what I'm saying? Like
I talk to somebody.
Okay.
I say that I do talk.
Do y'all
to
like go like out on dates?
No.
Or like okay.
No, it's I choose to date people outside of Atlanta because I'm scared.
Scared of what?
Then I don't know. From
Well,
what
we
I've
should be
heard
scared
about
of you.
Atlanta, from what I've heard about Atlanta, it's a lot of gay men, undercover men, and stuff like that. So I prefer to not date really in Atlanta. Like,
Yeah, I get it. So okay, so you're not really dating locally, so you're kind of dating. So they come in and y'all just hang out down here type deal.
no, not all the time. I leave.
Oh, you go with them type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when y'all go, when you go with them, do you like go out
Mm-hmm.
wherever y'all are going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so that's like with this wheelchair and everything else.
Not specifically this, but yeah.
Okay, so
yes. Well, how else am I gonna get around? I don't got
girl,
prosthetics.
I don't know.
I don't have prosthetics.
Let me tell you one more
I prefer
time.
not to have prosthetics.
I am
right
not
now
an expert.
because that shit look like it hurt. So I'm different from everybody. Like, okay, no, I don't like.
So you don't even
but
want
yeah,
prosthetics? Any prosthetic limbs or anything like that?
No, I don't know. Not right now.
Not right
I don't
now?
see it as an important.
What about like, I guess because all this robot stuff is coming out and all that stuff.
Hell fucking no. Listen, the
You don't
other
see
day
yourself
I
with anything
seen
like that?
like okay, so I learned something about like the femur bone and how like it still grows back and shit like that. So people have to get surgery and shit like that. So what they do is they take a screw and they screw it in the bone, and like you can attach a fucking
Something to it.
leg or whatever, like like the pirate shit. Like
Yeah.
that shit is so fucking weird and scary. Like I would not do that. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Like I don't know. Like maybe it's I don't know. Technology is growing. You got people using robots and stuff like that.
I was about to say,
So it's
like
not
10 years from now, it could be that the technology is so developed that it's just, nobody will even know. And, you'd be walking around with robotic legs and,
who knows? The future, only the future holds it.
Yeah,
like,
I guess. I can dig it. All right. So, okay. So I didn't necessarily get the answer that I was looking for as far as the hitting it from the back thing, because it seems like the nubs are kind of like different sizes.
Back? You want to go back? Okay, Ed. What the fuck that mean? I can roll over. I still can roll over. Like, I still can move. Like, what are you talking about?
Again, just
yes, I
just trying to understand, just trying to gain an understanding.
And can still bend over. I still can like turn over. Like it's not clearly. I have to be on the bed. Wouldn't feel. I don't know. What?
Oh my goodness!
I cannot believe I'm really sitting here explaining this. Like, good Lord.
So nobody's ever asked you any questions like this? People are very polite. They're not going to ask this, but trust me, they're thinking it. They're thinking in their head. They want to know, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, so trust me, I get the emails all the time. I get the emails, the DMs. People tell me, hey, I don't want to say no.
Have you interviewed? I'm the first person you've interviewed like with no legs.
Yes, you're definitely the first.
I'm the first person you've talked to with no legs.
So I'll say this: I've had people who have had like their lower half of their leg, maybe like one of them amputated, or maybe their feet amputated.
It's still amputation. Amputation is an amputation.
Right. So, but
that shit don't even matter.
Okay.
Where like even if it's in the fucking arm, there's people with no fucking arms.
Yeah,
like,
I have a recent.
I'm thankful for what the fuck I got going on.
I did one about
about
3 months ago. A lady that got caught up in an bad escalator accident, and she's got an amputated arm. So yeah, so I have done.
So you haven't interviewed
some.
nobody. So be for real. You haven't interviewed nobody with no legs.
No.
You haven't talked to nobody with no legs.
No. That's why I drove 45 minutes up here.
You never conversated with nobody with no legs.
You make that sound like that's like impossible.
Okay,
to do
but
something.
I'm just saying you never seen nobody with no legs either.
So now you're changing the goalpost. Have I seen somebody with no legs?
Have
yeah,
you
of course.
seen anybody amputated? Period.
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
And you don't be feeling comfortable to ask them type of questions when you see them?
No. The bottom line is though, okay. I had so many more questions about the sex, but you don't seem to be very receptive to them.
I mean,
and I explained to you in the beginning, like,
no.
So I can ask my questions?
No, you can't. But you didn't give me a breakdown of what kind of questions you was gonna ask.
Well, I told you at the beginning. I say, listen, my questions go wherever the conversation takes us. So if there's anything you're too embarrassed to talk about in life, don't start the interview.
Explain that.
I
feel like
explained
no.
I explained it. Yes,
We're
I
not
do.
gonna have these people thinking
Thinking what?
Man, I'm just reacting. Like this shit literally is a throw off. Like you ain't never gonna think for the first time when you meet somebody they gonna ask these type of questions. So he can't get mad that I'm reacting this
I'm
way.
not mad.
Like,
So just for the record,
he can't try to explain it, make it look to y'all like I'm just like I'm
not making it look like nothing.
No,
However it looks, it looks.
I just
Okay.
oh my God.
Okay, so dude. Okay, I'm still gonna ask my questions. Okay, just to let you know, I know you're cool with it.
Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead. I just really want to blunt. Like,
do you want to take a break real quick? We can take a break if you want. Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm not gonna assume. I'm gonna ask, right? Do guys do like all of the same normal stuff to you sexually? Like, like basically, do they do oral? Do they, you know what I'm saying? Like, do they have to like position themselves a certain way when they get oral from you, or do they just like you can kind of maneuver yourself and you can do it kind of however?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time for you, man. You something else. Look.
Yes. I'm not arguing with you. Yes.
Look, listen. It's all love, okay? Just so the audience knows, like it is all love, okay? Okay, so trust this is perfectly fine.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No worries. Well,
I'm answering it.
No, it's cool. I get it.
I mean, they don't. You think they got to? I mean, yes, they do. They do whatever they have to do.
They do. I love
sexual things.
Okay. Do you like still orgasm and everything like that? Like kind of everything the same? Okay. So there's no real difference. Because the reason why I asked is because the legs are such an integral part of sex, right? Like as far as bending over from the back and stuff like that, and just having the legs up in the air, put them on your shoulders, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I could imagine it being a little bit different when that's not there, and it kind of changes some of the positions and some of the stuff. So that's the reason why I went into asking some of that, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't change the positions at all. It has to change like some of it, like the angles of it, stuff like that.
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't want to have it.
But I'm not the person like on the other end, so I can't answer for them. So I don't know how they would feel.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
You don't care how they feel?
No, and I mean
the person that you're sharing your body with.
If I'm getting pleased, obviously they feeling something. If I see them,
see them what?
Ooh,
see them what? No. See them what?
Oh,
go ahead, come on with it. See them what?
Never mind.
See, no, don't do that. Listen, don't do that.
No, I'm good.
Don't see them what?
I gotta watch what I say.
You want to pop it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, man. All right.
When he started asking questions, I'm like, oh shit. My heart started dropping to my ass. I'm like,
is that right?
Yeah.
Do you still have like a nice booty?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Listen, you looking like that. I don't know. I don't know if that kind of stays. I see the hips look like, just to show the audience, right? So the hips look, really nice, right? So you still kind of have that. Oh no, because you even show it on your IG. Don't do that. Don't do that. You do all this stuff on IG, so don't sit there and do that. Okay? Anybody could go to your IG right now and see these same angles and these same pics, okay? So
he's like, okay, y'all.
Clutch your pearls, right?
Yes,
clutch your pearls. You ain't clutching no pearls. ain't no pearls being clutched around here. So
this is a learning experience.
What'd you
That's all
learn?
I'm gonna say. Like, okay, I wasn't prepared. Okay, I wasn't ready. Right.
Oh, listen, like I say, we really appreciate you. If anybody out there did want to reach out, help or donate, we got your IG. Do you have any, any Cash App, any Facebook, anything like that?
Solid Sunny 2. So solid SUNNYI 2.
And that's the what?
Cash App.
Cash App. Okay. We really appreciate you taking the time answering all of our questions. All right. And so we definitely looking forward to, checking you out your channel and kind of learning more about you. All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, you make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
Me too.
All right.
Like that on top of me thinking that he had abandoned me in a time of need when I thought that he was going to be there for me. And our agreement wasn't that we had agreed on, had ended up changing somewhere along the lines by the time I was already gone. And I literally thought he was betraying me. So everything that I put in that email was emotionally charged. I was being the emotional creature that I am, and I put everything into that email. And I gave it to Kiki on the phone as well. It just felt so good to just vent to a grown woman. And I thank you, Kiki, for allowing me to even do that to you, because we spoke on the phone for like an hour, just having a conversation as woman to woman, her understanding the situation, just of carrying a child and having to go through that process. She just understood that as a woman, and I was very, very thankful for her in that time. Although I don't like the way she put everything on the platform. But it definitely wasn't just about me being jealous or any type of him flirting with the amputee or anything like that. It was more so like the last layer. That was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. And it would end up just being a misunderstanding after we actually ended up speaking and catching each other. And we actually spoke it out, because Marcus is a very understanding guy. We can talk anything out. He's very intellectual and he's very understanding and calm as shit, like the calmest guy ever. So that was basically that whole part.
Hey, real quick, Yanna, I'm gonna jump in real quick. Somebody just said something in the comments, said taking advantage of the homeless. Do you feel like you was taken advantage of?
Absolutely not. Like I said at the beginning, Marcus is my kind of guy. He treated me very accordingly, and he courted me very nicely. He gave me everything that I could have wanted. I don't have a mean bone in my body towards my. It was literally just a misunderstanding and an emotionally charged moment that went out and it was made into the public eye. And now we're talking about our things online. And nobody has room to judge this man if you don't know this man personally. I spent a lot of time with him, and he's not a predator at all. The furthest thing from a predator. It's the difference between a predator and a grown man that has an interesting sex life. A grown man that takes care of his responsibilities, that can afford to have an interesting sex life. That's not a regular man's conversation. So a lot of people can't even be involved in that kind of conversation, honestly. Like I said at the beginning, I was very understanding of who Marcus was and how he operated. And it was a new experience to me. My experience isn't going to be like any other person's out there. My entire objective with just reaching out to Kiki at the end of it was just to bring awareness to, if you are someone out there, a lady that has a child, it's your decision what you do with your womb space, because you have to live with that at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It's up to you 100,000%. That's mainly what that was. And we did have a very interesting sex life just by nature of us both. And it's just what it was. It wasn't anything negative or bad or disrespectful. It was misinterpreted. It wasn't worded correctly. It's not at all how it was explained. We have had threesomes with a nice other young lady that is a good friend of Marcus's that I had grown to like as well. And that was our own little situation we had going, which was very spontaneous, but it was something very regular and natural to us. Sex is a very natural part of the human experience. So let's get used to having that conversation, and let's get used to just having real conversations and just being transparent with our truths, because at the end of the day, it's reality, and it's good to just face reality, whatever it may be, because it may actually help somebody else. Like I said, I just wanted to let people know, just bring awareness. Like, if you have a child, it's just do what you feel is right,
Yeah, I mean, listen. So, a couple of things. I'm reading the comments. So I'm gonna say this, right? So yeah, I know that this isn't something that I had to come public with, but in speaking with Yanna over the phone for the last few days, I kind of got the feeling that, she definitely wanted to express this. And I knew that there was a bunch of people coming after her, trying to get, her to talk on this or that or the third. So I felt like, you know what, let me just, me and Yanna, we have a understanding. Me and Yanna are very close, okay? And so she can just come and talk. And she could express herself however she wants, because, I care more about how she feels than, listen, you know me, right? I don't have to put anything out there for whatever, but guess what? What does this say? So hold on, real quick. Marcus, with all due respect, would you want one of your daughters seeing 40-year-old men out there? Okay, let me explain something, y'all. All right, 'cause y'all
I'm
love to
someone's
bring up
grown
my
daughter.
let me explain something, y'all. Y'all love to bring up my daughters, okay? Guess what? My daughters, they have me. That's the first and foremost. They have me. Okay? So, trying to compare other people that don't have the same type of experience growing up that my daughters have is futile. Doesn't make any sense. Okay? Now, if my daughters get older and, if they're in their mid 20s and some guy that's 40 or around 40 or whatever, and he comes along and he's established, he's going to treat them well, he's going to do this, me and him sit down, have a man-to-man talk, why not? See, y'all think that dating someone your own age is the actual traditional way of doing things. It's not. The world, human history always has it that typically older men are going to date younger women because older men are the ones that typically have resources, experience, leadership, masculinity, okay? And these are things that women are attracted to. And men are attracted to youth and beauty. So that's going to tend to come in the form of younger women. Okay? Trust me. All the ladies that I date are in their 20s. And I don't come after hardly anybody. Y'all think I'm the predator, I'm the prey. I'm the prey, okay? Like, I don't have to come after anybody. Like, I get ladies. Yanna can tell you. I get women. They come from here, they come from there.
Y'all be in these comments throwing yourselves at my kids.
I mean, I get viewers, I get, other folks. Like, man, listen, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Do not do that. I'm not, definitely not, definitely not hard up for anything or anything like that. But you
I will
took
catch them
advantage
after.
of her. So okay, this person, Kizzy, right? She says, but you took advantage of her. Okay? The other guy says
because of situation.
no, the other guy says no respect for this guy. Okay? Took advantage of her. Again, she was outside.
I was just in a bad situation, like going from friend to friend house. Marcus was in a very and it's something he put me in a situation that I had desired to be in, and he opened that gateway for me at a perfect time. He was literally sitting in my life at the perfect time. It was like a universal connect. So there was nothing bad beginning of a situation. It seemed so natural. Like I was for the opportunity, and that it could be with someone like Marcus.
Let's see. Yeah, she was outside, but that doesn't equate sleeping together. Get her a hotel room at 3 in the morning. At 3 in the morning, or what? Just spend all my money on hotel rooms? Why? Because you said so. like y'all just be saying the dumbest stuff. So another person says, I always knew this dude was a perv. Perv how? Because I had sex with a young lady? Like, what are you talking about? Okay, like this is crazy. Let's see.
I'm definitely not agreeing.
Marcus Diddy. Well, y'all folks
Wow,
is crazy.
man.
Somebody said Marcus Kelly. Like, seriously?
What?
Seriously. Like,
Nobody over here is underage. We are all consenting adults.
All right, so let's see. This is so embarrassing on both ends for real.
I don't feel embarrassed at all, so don't speak for me. Thank you. I feel perfectly fine.
Somebody else says
You guys don't
you
understand it. That's up to y'all.
right. Somebody else says you def took advantage of the situation. Why are you explaining your personal bedroom business on here? Yeah, this should have stayed private. Yeah, listen, guys, listen. Again, me personally, I'm all about the interviews. I'm all about, working and bringing fresh new content. I do not want this to be the content. Okay. But it's not just about me. This was not a decision that I made that was solely based on what would happen to me. I had to consider Yanna in this situation as well. And sure, I could have been just fine, gone about my business. The other platforms that reported on this don't have a whole lot of views. So it's not like it was like really super out there and I'm like getting bombarded or anything like that. But again, I care about Yanna. Like really, I do. And I care about how she feels. I care about her feelings, right? And so I didn't want her up there suffering in silence, unable to speak to people about it. I wanted her to be able to fully express herself, and that's what we're doing. So I know that this isn't necessarily like, the best look for me or whatever like that, but I don't really care. I'm gonna be fine. The universe always takes care of me. And so, because I do good work and I put good out there. Okay. And so, you guys can say whatever. But the truth is that, I basically saved, this young lady from her situation that she was in. And, we definitely got hot and heavy. Definitely got our feelings involved and everything else. And so, here we are. Things got a little bit deeper than what we anticipated. But so here we are. Okay, here we are. But, someone, you always ask about my daughters and stuff like that. If this type of situation did happen to my daughter, I would hope that the person would be, caring about her and her feelings and everything else the same way that I am about Yanna. And, it wasn't like a bad situation until things got a little bit dicey and, we found out this and that and the third. So,
And I have a question for you, Mike.
Sure.
And I think that's like where a lot of this kind of stems from, because it wasn't just this situation that brought on whatever these other perspectives are. Like about other, they assume it's about other interviewees. Like, what is that stuff that's kind of out there right now? What do you have to say about that? Why do people have that idea about sleeping with interviewees? Like, why is that even a thought?
You lived with me for 5 months. Did you see me sleep?
No, I didn't see anybody like come in and out the house. That's why I'm like, this Laila girl, I know for sure he did not do anything with her. Like, it was definitely a humble situation, him helping out that whole couple, Lewis and Laila. Like, and I keep seeing crazy stuff like that. Monique girls, like, why are these perspectives out there? Because that's what most of the stuff stems from. And
so Monique was outside as well, and she had, called me to come and rescue her from a situation. She felt like some guys was about to take advantage of her. So I came and got her, and I was like, well, listen, you're outside, this and that. Let me see, possibly if you can stay with me for a few days, and I'll help you to kind of get yourself together, and then you can get up out of there, right? She was talking about working at Hooters at the time. And Hooters is right up the street from my house. So I felt like, hey, okay, let me just back up. So the whole situation with Monique actually came about because I was on the high of the Josiah's saga. So I had just that previous week got Josiah's home. Okay? And so I thought I was gonna win a Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, I am running around here ready to save everybody. I am ready to save Atlanta. Okay, like I was feeling so good after that Josiah's saga. Okay, so I'm running around and so here's this young lady. She has this interview. Sad story, everything else. Long story short. She had called me to come pick her up, so I was like, all right, well, look, you're outside. Let me see if I can help you out. The whole plan was I was going to basically get her hair done, her nails and her toes, allow her to go get a job, up at Hooters or wherever. She could start working, and then we was going to do an update, and I was going to show everybody, like, man, look at her now. Because she looked crazy at first, and then now look at her, right? So I'm trying to save this girl, right? Trying to help her out. And so, long story short, we get into the apartment, and without saying too much, okay, you know that I have certain goodies here, Yanna, right? That some stuff, whatever, right? That you can eat and whatever.
Yeah.
She stole one.
Not she stole one. You say it's
She stole one. When I went back to my room, I wasn't in there for more than about 3 or 4 minutes. I came out and everything was still sitting there the same way that it was. Okay, still sitting there the same way that it was. And so she was just sitting there. She's sitting there for a few hours, and then she starts talking crazy. And I'm like, "Is everything okay with you?" And she's just talking crazy. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, "Oh shit, what did I do?" Like, she ain't gonna be able to stay here or whatever, right? And I asked her, so I'm like, "What is going on with you?" And she's like, "Oh, I took one of your edibles." And I'm like, "Why?" Like, basically, you stole the edible. Like, you didn't ask me. You waited until I went into the room to do it.
Red flag.
And so, right off the bat, you can't steal something from someone's house and think that they're gonna help you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so she says, I kicked her out and this, that, and the third. That's not the case. That's not the case. I was, I let her stay that night because it was dark outside and it was cold. She slept in my bed, which she slept in my bed. Where do I sleep when I have a situation like that, Yanna?
Oh, like on the sofa if you don't want to be in the bed.
My sofa has melatonin in it, right?
Yeah, so too.
In other words, I catch some of the best naps on my sofa. Okay? And so I let her sleep that off in my room, in my bed, and I laid down on the sofa. She woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, flicked on the light, woke me up, She was hungry, right? So there was some Chinese food over to the side. So she went to eating that. And so I decided, let me go in the room and get a few hours of sleep. It's like 3 in the morning at this point, like 3:30 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, let me go get some sleep while she's out here eating and doing whatever. So no sooner than I laid down and closed my eyes, I start hearing my drawers opening and closing.
No, you didn't.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I get up and I'm like, what are you doing? She says, I'm looking for the recreational stuff.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Wow. So I'm like, why didn't you just ask? And she's like, I just thought I could get it. And I'm like, okay. So I can't even go to sleep because this person has sticky fingers and entitlement issues. And so, we're just going to stay up for the next 3 hours. And, when it gets light outside, I'll bring you to wherever you want to go, pay for a couple hotel room nights or whatever you need. Okay. No, she is. And if you've ever looked at her, if you've ever seen her, she definitely has some issues. So she goes on this 15-20 minute rant by herself. She's like staring into space, ranting kind of violently about how these things keep happening and she keeps getting kicked out and this, that, and the third, right? Not mentioning the fact that she's a thief. So, hey, listen, I'm scared as shit at this point because she's acting nut ass crazy. And I'm just like, okay, this was a very bad decision.
Yeah.
Very bad decision. Okay. So, she's ranting and finally she stops ranting and she says, well, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave now. I don't have to wait till the morning time. I'm just going to leave now. She's shouting. She's yelling. And, it's 3, 4 in the morning. So, I got neighbors. I live in a luxury apartment. So I'm embarrassed, right? So, I don't want to seem like I'm kidnapping her neither. right? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't think you should leave, but I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? So she left out the door, went the wrong way, right? And she's still shouting. So my neighbors, I'm like, oh God. So I go out the door, I get on my, all right, that's the wrong way. Come this way. So I bring her, I walk her downstairs. Okay. And we get downstairs, open the door, and she walks out. And I let the door close. I let the door close. She's 38 hot. What are you doing? You da 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 da. And she's shouting, and the security guard is like, she's like waking up the whole neighborhood. You know how it is, Yanna. We sleep on the driveway part of those apartments.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, the driveway part, if somebody's out there yelling, it'll wake everybody up.
Yeah.
She's going crazy, yelling, screaming, doing all this stuff. Finally, I think one of the security officers ended up like taking her somewhere or whatever. I don't know. But that was a bad decision. I tried to help that girl. I tried to, you know, help them, help her to kind of come up. But she was not in the right mentality, the right space to do that. And so, you know, that night, like she was talking about, she got kicked out because sex and all this stuff. Like, I didn't even want to have sex, or I didn't have sex once I realized that she was a thief. And she did that as soon as she came in. So sex wasn't even an option at that point. I was just plotting on how I could get her out my house.
Right.
Okay. And so of course, you know, she ended up telling her story with her version that leaves out the fact that she stole stuff and was acting crazy and all that. And I thought that I could. And boy, was I mistaken. The saying goes, so Marcus makes them do drugs. Okay. Is that what y'all heard? Like, is that what y'all heard? she stole it. I did not. This stuff. And she's very good at playing the victim, very good at catching people who, you know, she caught me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was feeling very bad for her and wanting to help, wanting to come to the rescue. Again, I was fresh off of this Josiah's high, and I wanted to save the world. Okay.
Oh, right there?
Yeah. Who's calling me? Who is calling me? Y'all want to see who calling me? Hold on. Hey, what's up, Sonny? Hold on real quick. Whew. Hey, what's going on? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't even know what you're talking about, but don't do that. No. I don't even know what you're talking about. But look, I can't cheat on nobody because I'm single. Who? No. Listen, I'm on live right now. I'm on live right now. But look, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you after I get off live, okay? No, don't do that.
No, it's not the girl. It's not the girl. He admitted to everything that she said in her email. He admitted that he hid her in the closet. He admitted that that he got her pregnant and decided it wasn't the right time for him to keep the baby. He just said that on his live. He admitted that everything she said in her email was true. He claimed she was emotional after the ordeal. Oh, it's Kiki. She want to grow her channel. She want to get popular. She want to exploit me. How am I exploiting you? The girl wrote me a letter, an email at 6 o'clock in the morning. I responded to the email. We talked on the phone. She wanted to let go, let have. Marcus, you fired up alive over there. She over there looking like she done lost her bike. Somebody done stole her bike, or she done lost her best friend. Looking very down and out. And you over there talking like everything is fine and well. Like you done talked to a PR right before y'all came in here and you forgot to let her speak to the PR. Make it make sense. It don't. You got a chat full of grown women. A lot of them I sent over there myself. A lot of them came from this camp right here. And they're not going. What you're saying does not make sense. You're like, oh, she was out in the cold, or not in the cold, she was out in the dark and she was by herself, so I brought her to my house. What would you do? Get a hotel just like you did for that other homeless lady yesterday? Talking about we had a very fun lifestyle for 5 months. Well, she didn't say it was fun. Yeah, he admitted everything. And I never even gave my opinion on it. I never even gave my opinion on it. The only thing that I did is told what she said. I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but dang, if it is true, that's messed up. That's all I did. So now he over there mad at me. Why are you mad at me? He talking about what's up, Deshish? He talking about him, and the only reason that he's speaking on it is because him and Yanna have a very close relationship. Well, the relationship wasn't that close if she reached out to me, a stranger who she never met in life, to tell all of her feelings instead of reaching out to you. Talking about she felt like she couldn't get in contact with him. Well, dang, Marcus, how busy were you? You had time at 3 o'clock in the morning to go pick her up. What's up, Mom Ties? You had time at 3 o'clock in the morning to go pick her up. But now all of a sudden you have no time to answer her phone call after there's no longer a situation. And those were her words and not mine. Now, you sitting over there and she's sitting over there saying that she's grown enough to be with whoever she wants to. She's grown enough to make decisions about whether to have a child or not have a child. Then she's grown enough to get this conversation, to hear what I have to say, which is the hard truth. The girl is not emotionally, and I do say girl, the girl is not emotionally mature enough to be dealing with a grown man that's 40 years old, twice her age. She's in a bad situation out on the street. You went and got her. She had nowhere else to go. You had admitted this out of your own mouth. You picked that girl up out the street because she said, oh, I'm still outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. You didn't even go back and get her. Then you turned around and said you sent an Uber to her. First red flag. If you were so concerned, you'd have hopped your butt up out your comfortable bed and went and got the girl. You'd have went and got her. That's from the heart. That's an act of kindness. I'm not trying to knock everything that you're doing out there on the street because I don't know what you do out there on the street. I really don't. I really don't. And at this point, I'm not concerned. But this came across my desk. So she was over there, and I know she wasn't talking about me, talking about these small platforms been reaching out to her. I never reached out to that lady. I never reached out to that lady. That lady reached out to me. She said she was in the house when she saw the interview, and she reached out to me. I never reached out to her. When I saw Marcus, I reached out to him to say, hey, I watch your interview, your Atlanta Street interviews. I like them. Would you come to my show and can I interview? I said, I'm not going to ask you questions that's, I'm not going to go too deep on you. I don't do all that surprise this and try to put you in a bad situation, make you look bad. He said, hey, to get views, you got to go in. You got to do what's necessary. Hey, it's all about the clicks and the views, That's what he told me. That's what he told me. Yeah, she used me to get Marcus' attention. That's what he told me. So I was like, okay, cool. So when I was asking him the questions that I was asking him, is because he already gave me the go-ahead to ask him those questions. Otherwise, I would have never even asked him those questions. I never would have asked him those questions. And now they're all over there. Oh, she want to grow her platform. Marcus, I got other people on my phone. I could have waited. I don't need to take advantage of homeless people's situation to grow my channel. What's up, LGI? What's up, little boss lady? Like, this is quite ridiculous. This lady wrote me pretty much a dissertation about the situation and what she was going through and what she felt that Marcus put her through. He's sitting up here admitting it online, but acting like it was a mutual decision. Meanwhile, she looking like she's grieving. Which is it? You up there skinning and grinning and showing the whole world your clip-on, light bright, bleach white teeth. And this girl look like she about to pass out. Who am I supposed to believe? You or her body language? That's what I want to know. I'm just asking the questions. Why you trying to make this my fault? This lady reached out to me. She had me schedule the live. I didn't do the live and say, oh, no, I was already on the live. And she said she was coming. I dropped the link. She didn't hit the link. My people waiting. I asked her, you sure? I asked her multiple times. I said, Marcus is probably going to reach out to you. Marcus is probably going to say, don't do this. She said, no. Now it's all of a sudden I reached out to Kiki, because she's the older woman. This is the damn internet. You have to reach out to me. You don't reach out to strangers. That's how I know you're not emotionally mature enough to be dating a grown man, getting in a situation to where you become a parent, then making a decision not to be a parent based on his career and his business. Girl, you better wake up. You better wake up. Now, you wanted real advice from me? I'm about to give you some real advice. At first, I was really sheltering your feelings because I really don't know you that well. Marcus was generous enough to give an interview to me on my channel, and I appreciate that. But what you're not gonna do is act like you're better than me, sir. Because you found something that works on YouTube for you and your channel. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. But me, if I gotta pimp myself out to the homeless, the desolate, the destitute to be successful, then I don't want it. All money ain't good money.
I don't know. I think I was like touched when I was a kid, but I just don't know.
Why do you think that?
Because whatever it was always in my sleep. Like I got woke up out my sleep forever, all my life. I wake up getting beat. I wake up, I don't know, touched, but I have dreams of getting touched, but I didn't see it.
Okay. In your gut, you kind of feel like it's something that may have happened?
Yeah.
Do you have a gut instinct of who may have done it?
My dad. That's all I was been around. It's just me and my dad in the house.
So it was just you and him in the house? Why do you think y'all had such a bad relationship?
I think he was, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe that's evil. I don't know. If he wasn't evil, he said he would just regret how I'm born. That's what he said. But I'm like, fuck that. And I still didn't want to tell him because he could have been in jail. I used to be like, I'm gonna call social services. They know, he know that they wasn't going to care. And sometimes, when I was in elementary, I said, why didn't put me in foster care or adopted? But I figured that he only kept me, I don't know.
Well, because his conscience would probably eat him alive. I can't imagine, I can't imagine. So, I've got 2 daughters. I personally cannot imagine ever having any type of relationship like that with my 2 girls.
And I love my dad. That was I wanted love from him. I ran away to look for love in the streets and it ate me alive. I swear to God. Not because I was mad. I just wanted love from my dad. And I really ran away. The last straw was he's messing with prostitutes on Fig, Long Beach Boulevard,
Well,
and I'm over here asking other people, parents, for money to go to school and shit, for lunch money. I'm out here hungry, and all my family laughed at that shit. They thought it was funny. Damn. So I thought it was unworthy. I'm like, if prostitutes get treated better.
So have you prostituted before?
Out here is the first time I sold my body.
And so,
this year, I sold my body for the first time in July.
How did that make you feel?
Like shit, because I left California to not do that.
Were you doing it in Cali?
Hell no.
No?
Never.
So I'm going to ask a slightly tough question.
I barely even had sex. Guess what? This is the most sex I ever had in Georgia.
You didn't have relationships?
I never had a boyfriend because everybody used my situation against me all my life.
You never had a boyfriend?
Never been loved. Never. My dad didn't tell me he loved me until a couple of weeks before he died.
What drug, by the way? Crack?
What? For who?
For you.
I don't do drugs. I only smoke weed. I pay rent. They don't want my money. I just got kicked out before getting hired at Amazon. Every time I got a job,
you were staying with the guy?
Mad. Yeah.
And he basically was just trying to get sex from you?
And it's every time they'll say, you can come, stay, and you can get on your feet, but Every time I get a job, they kick me out. It's like I'm kind of.
So how long
losing
have
my
you?
mind for that.
How long do you normally stay at these situations? Like how?
I've never been over somewhere over 30 days.
It's not even a full month.
Because as soon as because they think that I'm lazy or they think that I'm really gonna be. It's like they're trying to break my spirit. That's all I got is my dignity and morals. I don't got nothing else.
So I mean, do you end up giving them sex though?
Hell no. This year I did have sex from July to September. And when I did have sex with all those men, guess what? They dropped me back at the gas station. They say I'm not sexually experienced enough. They want me to, like, they just want to rip my new pussy hole. Yeah. Even when I am willing to do that, I'm not worthy of that. They just want to fuck me and keep me back on the streets. That's why I left Cali. They don't think I'm worthy to fucking go to work because they just want me to be fucked. Or like I attract pimps and predators mainly. You know, that's why R. Kelly and I attract and people of power, people that everybody love, but behind closed doors they on some evil shit.
All these guys were like customer type guys, or
it was just people that used to see me outside and said I wasn't never attended. Oh no, no. For those 3 months, they said I can go in their house and spend a night and whatever, and then I thought having sex would make me like be able to stay there. And
did they not say the sex was good? Did they say like it wasn't good?
They all said it was too tight. That every man complained from Cali to every state I lived in. Not one man liked my pussy. They all said it was too tight. So I'm going to the girls like, what the fuck is going on? Because I thought people like tight pussy. They said they don't like virgin pussy. I lost my virginity at 19, so yeah, I'm not gonna be that experienced. And I go sometimes without sex because I'm not gonna be having sex single because I know I have a chance.
Hey man, the market is what the market is out here. I'll say that. So
sex sells, I guess. The world's evolved.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Everybody trying to get me on drugs or to have sex.
So here's the thing, right? Definitely don't take any drugs. But pretty privilege is real and it definitely exists. And in this society, unfortunately, you know, the way you present yourself matters. Because that is how you introduce yourself before you even open your mouth. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, hey.
This is close.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, all right, well, listen. You say what?
No, the phone is like so close.
Well, listen, I get close.
Okay.
I get close because, again, I like to see inside. I like to see past. I like to see through your eyes who you really are.
I'm telling the truth. God has been the only one there for me on this earth, and some strangers that pass by and stuff this time.
Okay, well, so speaking of that, I mean, if anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App? And here, let me get this thing real quick, man.
Oh yeah, that's probably from crying and shit. See, crying every day. Oh my God.
Do you have social media? They probably gonna be like, you should have got that at the beginning. What are you doing, Marcus? Anyway, all right. So, do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
So I just made a new social media because somebody stole my phone, so I have to make a new one.
Okay.
Instagram.
What's the IG?
I think Monique Johnson.
MONIE Johnson. And then what's your Cash App?
In front of it. Lovely Moni 7.
Lovely Moni 7.
Hey you guys, I'm so sorry that I look pretty rough, but I'm about to tell my story about the Atlanta interviews. Whatever happened. So like almost 2 weeks ago, this guy from Atlanta Street Interviews found me by 5 Point Station in downtown Atlanta. I was in the process of trying to get a free Obama phone. And while I was waiting for my phone, to see if I was going to get approved, the guy, Marcus from Atlanta Street Interviews, asked to interview me. So obviously he knew that I was homeless because he came to me out of nowhere. So I was desperate for money, so I did it. He said, give me $10. So we did the interview. I said, can we interview in a spot that's not like right by the train station where all the people at? So he took me to the secluded spot, like 1 block down, where y'all saw me at. Right after the interview, the guy asked me for sex, and he asked me how much would I charge. I will admit, out of desperation, I was willing to, because that was rock bottom. It's getting cold. I don't know where I'm gonna go. So, and I should have felt some type of way that, like, damn, this man really just offered me sex after the interview. That mean he really didn't care about what he said to me. Really, the interview was like, it's just something for him to profit off the less fortunate. But I was just so caught up in my situation, I didn't look at it that way. So I said, I want 150 for sex. And he told me, no, he's only going to give me 100. And I said, once, like, just because I feel overpowered. It's just, I feel belittled, but I still accepted it. I was like, can I have 120? He said, 110. And a 10 from the interview was already there, so I'm just going to give you 100. So he took me to his house, and he initially just tried to play me on give me 50. And I said, I want my money now because I've been played all my life. I'm like, what this man got all this money and he only want to give me $50? Give me my fucking money. So he don't say, I should just take you back where I met you. I don't want to do it. We'll do it. I don't care about none of that. Like, they try to, but it's okay. So we had sex, and he didn't even let me chill. Right? I don't want to, well, I guess I'm detailed. I'm about to just keep it 100, all the way 100. Because he know the truth and God know the truth. So after he had sex, he said, oh, so they nut in 2 minutes. It was right. I'm going to need to get some more. We're going to have to do another round because I need to prove my point. So he tried to fuck me from the back, and I felt so like shit. But I'm like, I need the money to get a phone. That's the only reason why I did it, because I need this phone so I can get back and try to get my life together. So after the sex, I'm tired because I came off, he picked me up from the streets. He didn't even let me rest after he finished fucking me. I'm like, damn, I'm so used to this. And I'm really mad right now. I just hide the tears. It's like, the nigga didn't even let me fucking rest. Right after he put his clothes on, said I gotta go back to work. He dropped me off at by a library that's by the Peachtree station. And he said, call him if I ever need anything. So something happened. I went through something. I was locked out somewhere. Like, it was just too much. So I called him to ask that he post the video because I'm still outside, right? That's all I called him for, to ask that he post the video on the YouTube. So maybe, he said, the universe and the YouTube people is going to support me. He picked me up and said, I'm going to pick you up. No worries. So he picked me up. He was like, I'm going to let you stay. I'm going to give you a 2-day trial. Nigga, stay here. And he was like, I'm going to keep it real. Unlike other niggas, I want sex from you. I'm not going to pay you. So whenever I want, you're a house guest too. But when I want sex, you're going to have sex. And I said, okay, because I didn't have nowhere to go. So I'm just letting that shit ride. Cool. Sorry, somebody called it. Okay, so once he take me to this house, this is within 24 hours. He asked me for sex right after the interview. That was like about 2 or 3 p.m. that day. But the next day, it was about morning time, 10 or 11. So this was all within 24 hours. So he took me to his house, made me wash all my clothes, and he wanted sex as soon as I got in that bitch. And I'm like, oh my God, here's some more bullshit. Another wolf in sheep clothing. I said that in my head. I'm like, let me see if I can get through this. I don't know what I'd be thinking, but I just don't have a chance. But after I washed my clothes, he was talking to me. I was like kind of still telling my story because I thought he was really this genuine man. after I was telling like my feelings and talking about my problems, he was like, okay, so you ready for sex? I'm like, are you really genuine about your interviews? He was like, he didn't say this exact words, but he said something like, he saved all the emotions for his day job. I said, damn. And then I was like, oh my God, that's crazy how I used to watch you when I was sitting in my car before it got to this point. He was like, yeah, everything happens for a reason. God aligned me with you and this and that and all this bullshit that God, like people use their spiritual gift to manipulate people. He said it was meant. But I'm like, okay, as soon as I get there, why you asking for sex? Like, you've been a bitch about it. So while I'm washing my clothes, he gives me an edible and smokes some weed with me. And the edible that he created was very, very potent. I got fucking sleepy. And I took another one not knowing how strong it was. This is real true. So I took 2 edibles not knowing that it was like so strong. So when I told him I took another edible, he was like, oh, well, let me fuck you because you're going to be knocked out for the next 24 hours. I'm like, hold up, rewind. Why would you want to even fuck me while I'm so high? Like, I already said I'm gonna fuck, but like, can you at least make me feel comfortable about this shit? This is crazy. But he tried to fuck, and it didn't happen because I just didn't feel, I was like, nah. Can I at least sober up? Then we gonna do it. This is all in the same day. Tell me why I woke up, my clothes was in a trash can. Not the trash can, the trash bag. Like, and then he took my wallet, and he was like, you lied. You said you was going to have sex with me. And I said, hold up. You clarified that you want sex with me, but you didn't let me know how much sex that you want from me. Like, I know I was going to be some sex slave. Like, that's what I'm not trying to do. And you said, and then even in the process of him trying to fuck me, he was like, I'm not going to kiss you. I'm like, hold up. I'm about to go back. I will go back to the streets. My dignity is all I fucking got. This man said, I don't want to kiss you because I don't want you to feel some type of emotion. Nigga, the sex already gonna have me feeling some type of emotion. I'm not the average girl. I have feelings and I want to know somebody, but you use my situation against me too. So he said, you're a liar. And he was like, I got mental health problems. I'm like, if I got mental health problems, why do you want to fuck me? Like, let me heal that. Why can't I just stay somewhere, get on my feet? He's like, oh, you're ruining my sleep because I got work and my bills need to be paid. So he kicked me out in the middle of the night, I swear to God. And then, as he kicked me out, this was in Atlantic Station area. After he kicked me out, it was these 2 security guards that I guess watched the hotel. If them security guards was there, I would have bust that nigga windows. I swear to God. Like, nah, I can't just keep that shit slide. But the security guards there, so it's like, was this a setup? So I'm crying and spazzing out, and the security guard's like, oh, I can take you to my home when I get off. I got you. I can let you. I'm gonna take you to the clinic because they know I fucked this bitch ass nigga Marcus. I'm gonna take you to the clinic when I get off work. Tell me why that. And it's a sheriff. They was undercover sheriff. This man instead took me to a gas station in Decatur. And shit's been rough ever since. Like, it's been a tumultuous event. I'm at breaking point. 2 days ago now, I got sick. I'm catching the cold. It's like, I left off worse than I met Marcus because now I have no clothes. Like, now I'm more emotionally fucked up because it's not only that people that's addicts and people poor. It's everybody. It's people with money too. Mentors, pastors, managers. They all trying to use my situation against me, and it's like I want sympathy. When I did everything for myself, like I never asked a nigga for shit. Marcus invited me to his house to do the same shit that I've been going through all these years. So that's what happened after the interview. He's a snake. And then he's getting paid off my story while I'm still homeless. He wins, win-win. He got my pussy and he got paid and monetized for the video of my struggle. I'm tired of people benefiting off my pain, feeding off my pain and draining my energy when I'm just trying to do it by myself. I just don't want people to make it hard for me in the process of that shit. And as I'm talking to them now, like where I'm standing at now, I swear to God. Now, somebody else that invited me to their house don't ask me, am I leaving? I'm about to move because I got mad about somebody that comes at his house and try to fucking touch me in my motherfucking sleep. Oh, it's your fault. So, but if I get violent, it's over, man. I've been trying to be nice this whole time. Sorry if I'm ranting, but this is a cold world. I'm not giving up. Damn, it's cold as fuck out here. So most of the people I met think I'm just like really wanna. And then the way I talk about it, people get enticed off it. Like, y'all getting enticed off my situation. That's not funny. It's not fucking funny. This is me rock bottom. Who wants to even deal with some strange? Like, I made a mistake and I look at Marcus like, damn, I'm willing to pick up some bitch. I don't know if she got some stranger and let her into my home all for a nut that I still didn't get. I'm done though.
What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
Blessed.
All right. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay. And so how old are you?
18.
18?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And so how long have you been homeless?
About 2 years.
Since you were 16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was that happened 2 years ago that caused you to become homeless?
I lost contact with my dad.
Wow. Is that who you was living with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How'd you lose contact with him?
He moved.
And you don't know where he moved to?
No, but he took his dog with him.
Wow. So he didn't tell you where he was going, I'm assuming?
No.
No? Do you know his phone number?
Nope.
No? So what have you been doing for the last 2 years?
I've been working different jobs.
Who you been living with?
Foundation. I live with different people in the community. Like, we all work together.
Okay.
I would do landscaping, community service, chef work, different things.
I get it. Okay. So all right. So we'll put a pin in that real quick. Do you have any kids?
No.
No? Have you ever been married?
No.
No. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. So, where are you from?
Illinois.
You from Illinois? What part?
Bloomington.
You from Bloomington, Illinois? Hey, man. Shout out that big Bloomington, Illinois, man. Shout it out. Shout out the whole state, man. All day. And so, growing up in Bloomington, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
Temporarily.
Temporarily. What age did you have them together up until? What age were you when they split?
I don't know.
Okay. Were you a young girl when they split?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So bottom line is though, you grew up in Bloomington. Is your mom still alive?
Yes.
Yes. Where's she at?
She's in Georgia.
Is she in the Atlanta area? Yeah? Oh, why don't you go live with her?
She's fine.
I'm sorry?
She's fine.
She's fine? Does she know that you're out here kind of, homeless?
Yes.
Yes? And what are her thoughts on that? Okay, so you grew up in Bloomington. Did you go to school? Did you go to high school, stuff like that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Growing up, Would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Did you do like extracurricular activities like cheerleading, dance, anything like that?
I did gymnastics.
Did gymnastics? Okay. Okay. And and you say you did go to high school, right? Did you graduate?
No.
No?
I had a week left, and then my grandmother passed away.
Your grandmother meaning your dad's mom or your mom's mom?
My mom and mom.
Your mom's mom? And so I guess you were close to your grandma. Did that affect you in any type of way when she passed? Because why did that prevent you from graduating?
Because there was a lot going on.
Well, what was going on? Sickness? Physical sickness or mental sickness?
Both.
Both? Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental illness?
Yes.
Yes? What's the mental illness?
I was diagnosed with bipolar.
Okay. What age did that diagnosis occur?
18.
So that just occurred this year?
Mm-hmm.
When do you turn 19?
November.
November? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got a birthday coming up. Okay. So I'm just gonna ask, right? Growing up, did anything like ever happen to you?
Well, I've gotten in a fight before.
Or gotten into a fight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With a man.
With a man?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you get into a fight with the man?
Because he was psychotic.
Huh. What was y'all fighting about?
I saw him hurt somebody.
What did he do?
He slapped him.
And so because you saw him, that's why y'all got to fighting? Okay. So I'm gonna ask, right? Has any type of sexual assault ever happened to you or anything like that?
Yes.
Yes. What age did that occur?
18.
This year?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I got kidnapped.
You got kidnapped?
Yeah.
That happened out here? Or did it happen in Illinois?
It happened in Atlanta.
In Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
How long were you kidnapped for?
I was kidnapped for I don't know how long.
Huh. And so what happened?
Basically, when I met him, he said that I could live with him.
Okay.
Like to pay to live with him and things like that. And he just didn't want me out the house.
So he didn't want you to leave the house? He kind of like kept you in the house?
Yeah.
Did he force you to do anything sexual or anything like that?
That was the rape.
So that was what the pay was basically? So did he force you to have sex with just him or other people as well?
Just him.
Just him? Okay. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got my man out here today. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Hanging in there, hanging in there.
All right. Are you homeless?
Yeah, I'm homeless right now.
All right. And so how old are you?
36.
36. And so how long have you been homeless?
Not long, probably like about a week now.
About a week?
About a week now.
So what happened a week ago that caused you to become homeless?
I was staying with somebody. I took somebody in. They ain't like it, kicked me out, kicked her out.
So is that the young lady behind us?
Yeah, that's the young lady behind
Okay.
us. So,
and so you're 36, she's 18. So, I was just interviewing her and whatnot. She's definitely a little cutie. How'd y'all meet, man?
at my job.
Okay, so you work at the Waffle House?
Yeah, I was at Waffle House, and she had just got out of the hospital, and she came up and asked me for something to eat. She was hungry. And I made her something to eat and brought her something to eat. But then I asked about her situation, and she was just like, I'm homeless, I ain't got nowhere to go. And I I was just like, I can't just leave that little girl out here like that in the street, not out here, not downtown, you hear me? So it's just like, I just made a commitment, man, to take a sacrifice.
Okay, and so you was living, who was you staying with?
I'm staying with somebody I was renting a room from. I was renting a room.
So was it like a rooming house type deal?
No, it was just a regular apartment.
Okay, so you was renting a room in an apartment? And how much was you paying?
$150 a week.
$150? Okay. And so I guess bringing her in, why didn't they want you to bring her in?
Because the girl was jealous. The girl had an obsession with me. And I ain't have no kind of, you know what I'm saying? No kind of dealings with her on any kind of sexual level.
Did y'all ever deal?
Period.
Never?
Never.
Okay, how long did you stay there?
About a month. I was there about a month before I got her. Then we were there about 4 days, and then she kicked us out.
So I mean, I'm gonna ask, right? I'm gonna ask, was it worth it?
Yeah, it was worth it.
Okay, because I mean, y'all are romantically involved, right?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was worth it. She is worth it.
Okay, I can dig that, man. I can dig that. Are y'all romantically involved?
Yeah, that's my girl.
Okay, okay, so that's your lady. Okay, so you made the decision to say, hey, I'll just be homeless and it's all good.
I mean, it's not like every day. I strive, hustle. I try to do what I could do to make ends meet. I'm trying to hustle a room right now. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll catch a day here, I'll catch a day there, but still, you know what I'm saying?
When you don't get a room, where do y'all sleep?
On the bench. Like on the bench.
Okay. And you were saying about some of her background, like, you know, it was kind of difficult having a conversation with her because of her mania and because of her mental illness.
Yes.
But what is it about her background that you think is, you know, a struggle or whatnot?
I mean, as far as the mental health issues, as far as, you know what I'm saying, the depression and anxiety she deals with bipolar, I have to say the trauma too, you know, because she been through a lot out here. That girl been through a lot out here.
She said she got kidnapped.
She did. She was put in sex trafficking.
So they were having other guys have sex with her as well?
No, she was in sex trafficking.
Sheesh.
Sex trafficking against her will. Kept her in a room and
They was having them come in and out. Does that affect her ability to connect with you sexually, or?
She's real sheltered, bro, so I just try my hardest to protect her as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Until she can heal enough to where she can really be able to fend for herself.
Did you tell him that you didn't want to have sex, or did you agree to have sex?
I said no.
You said no? And he continued anyway?
He said, you have no choice.
How old was he?
In his 30s.
In his 30s? How did you end up getting away?
I escaped. I ran away.
Where'd you run to?
I ran to the gas station, locked myself in the bathroom. In the gas station, I made sure I grabbed my essentials like hygiene, like hair, things like that.
Yeah.
Grabbed warm things that covered my entire being, and I went off on my way. I called the cops. I made sure that it was a silent type of thing.
Right.
And
did he get caught?
yes.
He did? Did he go to jail?
They told me they got him.
They told you they got him? Huh. Okay, I'm sorry that happened to you. How long ago did that happen?
About a month ago.
A month ago? And you don't know how long you was there for?
No.
No? Huh. And so where are you sleeping at right now?
I'm sleeping, I'm renting out a room.
Okay, and so what are you doing for money?
I'm working with my partner.
Okay, that's the guy behind me. What are y'all doing?
I come here for food and essentials that I need so that I don't have to pay for nothing.
So you don't have to what?
My mama for money sometimes.
You ask your mom for money? How much is the room to rent every week?
50.
50? And do y'all rent it together, or is it just you that rents it, that pays the rent?
He rents it.
So he's the one that rents it, and you stay with him? Okay, how old is he?
30.
Because he said he did 17 years in the pen, right?
Okay. How'd y'all meet each other?
Waffle House.
The Waffle House. Okay, I get it. Okay, and so you didn't answer the question though. What are you doing for money right now?
What am I doing for money?
Have you had to like sell yourself or do anything like that?
Have I had to sell myself?
So just to let you know, right? On this channel, we hear a lot of things. We hear that all the time. It's nothing that really shocks us on this channel, and it's nothing that you should necessarily be ashamed of, because, you know, hey, it's survival of the fittest out here. So has that happened before? No comment? Okay, I get it. I mean, again, there's nothing to be necessarily ashamed about or anything like that. We just kind of want to understand what's really happening out here on the streets. So that's why we asked to give the raw kind of truth and everything else. It's not to embarrass anybody or anything like that. So I do want to ask about that, right? So some people are going to ask, like, I guess the laughter is part of the, is that part of the mental illness?
Yes, I have mania.
Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, wow. See, we learn new stuff on this channel. And we see people out here on the streets, and we don't necessarily know what their story is. If I asked your mom why you didn't live with her, what would she tell me? You say what?
I don't know.
Do you want to live with your mom?
No.
No? Why not?
Because my mother, she is my goddess.
She's your goddess? Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you want to live with your goddess?
So she can create more abundance for herself.
Do you think that when she comes across this video on YouTube, do you think that she's going to want to come out here and come get you? Or do you think that she'll maybe be embarrassed if somebody that she knows sees that her daughter's on here?
I don't feel that she would be embarrassed of me.
No, I don't mean embarrassed of you. I mean embarrassed of the fact that she's the parent and she's allowing you to be out here homeless. And you say you've been homeless for 2 years. No?
I feel like the foundation wasn't strong enough for everything going on.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you repeat that, please?
Foundation. The foundation wasn't strong enough for everything going on.
You say the foundation of what? I can't hear. Can you speak up just a little bit? You have beautiful hair, by the way. Absolutely. So I guess we're just trying to figure out, because honestly, right? You're a young 18-year-old. You're a beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gorgeous. You say what? These responses that you have, I'm sorry, they kind of, but yeah, you're a beautiful girl, and so people are gonna say, man, why is she out here? Why is she out here homeless? Mm-hmm. You know, and kind of, you know, messing around, you know, living in a rooming house and stuff like that. And so you say that your dad just picked up and moved away?
Yeah.
And so how does that make you feel?
Ooh, it makes me feel like I got God sat right next to me all the time.
So the girl off of Atlanta Street Interviews claims she smashed Marcus, the dude that does the interviews. And the guy that was messing with me in my inbox actually popped up while she was live. It's a weird situation. I think her name is Laila, Lali, or something like that. But anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, man. Get at me.
Oh, but you don't want me telling people that you fuck me? I'm like, nigga, you such a subliminal, I swear to God. Immortality. I don't know what that means. Mortality. Oh, y'all ain't hear nothing? Good, cause I was snitching on the nigga. I was talking about how he fucked me and shit. Yeah. For a week in a band though. Not even a band though. For a week in an Airbnb. I was like, bro, that's not enough for me. On to the next nigga.
All right.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm sick of this.
You ready? Everything's good. I
All
can hear
right.
you loud and clear.
You can hear me?
Loud and clear. So let's start it all over. Let me bring it to the people's attention. This is Lewis from Atlanta Street Interviews. For those of you who don't know him, he had a love, relationship with Lali. Back and forth. He been through hell and back. But but he still has a strong love for her, and he's here to expose Marcus for his dirt. Coming forth like everyone else. Go ahead, take the floor.
Okay, so the other day, man, me and Lali be talking because we still stay in communication, man, regardless of our situation. You know what I'm saying? Not being together. You know what I'm saying? Situation unfolds like this. I address about the situation. She's like, yeah, and I say, man, so how did all this? She said that motherfucker's weird. I say, La, why you say that? She said he was trying to fuck me raw, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fuck you raw. You got to wear a condom. So boom, he puts a condom on. The whole time, he video records her. Okay. On top of the video record, he's asking her why he's fucking her. Oh, is this dick better than Lewis's dick? Is this dick better than Lewis's dick? Is my dick better than Lewis's dick? Bigger than Lewis's dick? Like, so many questions about my dick compared to his dick. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? And the whole time in my head, it's more than the things too. I just don't remember the other little things. These are the main ones that caught my attention. Then he asks her to act like a little girl while he's fucking her. To act like a little girl.
That's sick. That's some R. Kelly stuff. First time I heard that was when the
Like,
women coming out about R. Kelly. Like,
hear me? And I know dude was like off a little bit already because just the way he acting, you know what I'm saying, going about shit. But bro, when you tell a woman to act like a little girl while you having sex with her, you're implicating for her to act like a little girl. Bro, that's like child molest some shit. So you got fantasies of having sex with a little girl. You wanted her to play like a little girl because she already little as it is for her size and shit. So you want her to act like a little girl. You feel me? But you recorded all this. You recorded all this.
And
you recorded all this. So wait,
and how much did he pay?
I don't know. I didn't get into detail. I didn't ask her I was snapping on her, but behind this because I'm like, why the fuck did you let this man record you? thing. And then when she told me about that shit, acting like a little girl, that's when I just lost it. You know what I'm saying? I lost it right there. That was it. That's all that put the icing on the cake.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
So can you believe
that's
how
sad, bro?
you
That's
know?
sad, bro.
Can you run back how you felt like
That's sad, bro.
loving you from the start? You know, can you tell how he would go behind your back and ask her to?
But I
leave
feel
you?
like, man, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Cause Lali to come on. Forget Lali to come on soon. Next time I catch, I don't care if it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna have Lali go live. Somewhere it'll be recorded. It'll be
She can
recorded
come
from
in.
her own mouth.
I'm
Or what
usually
you
up at
did.
that time.
Or
I'm
what you
usually
told
up
her,
at that
bro.
time. She can
You
come
know
on
what I'm
here.
saying? Like, bro, that's sad, bro. That's sad, bro.
So
That's sad.
was the whole
And then
deal
dude,
him getting you to go to?
hey, listen. Okay, so listen, right? So you get me. Okay, I get a ticket to come home, right? I come home. This dude all the way in Union City by the motel where he picked me up from, looking for her. Cause I was watching the little a little live stream he did when he was talking about this and that and when I dropped Lewis off, I went back around there and seen her and Nigga, you stay in DeKalb County. What did you do the fuck out there, bro? You stalking that goddamn girl, boy. That's a stalking shit, man. Listen, bro, this dude's a piece of shit. You waited, my ticket came, and then hurry up and try to go squeeze in, which you can't control now. You can have a bag, and Logic's is gonna drain the life out your bag. But at the end of the day, I'm getting back to the main thing. You told that girl to act like a little girl. Like a little kid, dog. That's foul play, bro. That's foul play, bro.
Man, that's a sick
That's
man.
foul play. I want to know how many more women out there you done this with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you got kids, if any of you women got kids, just think about your kids, bro. Because there's no telling what level that this sick motherfucker might go to next, man. You know what I'm saying? Next, he might be taking kids and really living out this fantasy, bro. You feel me? It's not going to be a real grown woman. You understand me?
Can you run back?
Bro, them attentions, bro, that's serious, bro. I don't know how y'all take it. I take that shit graveyard serious. That's serious. You don't play like that. You don't talk like that. You don't especially engage in anything sexually. Talking about no kid, man. And making somebody... You know what I mean? Everything's sexual. Oh, yeah, well, what position? Oh, how many times?
Look.
That shit sad. That shit irked me, bro. Then you recording this shit. Recording this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then the girl just trying to clear up the chlamydia, and you fucking the goddamn girl. You trying to fuck her raw. Like, bro. What? What? Are you serious, bro? Like, you don't care about your health, or maybe it's you don't care about your health because maybe there's something wrong with your health already. You know what I'm saying? That maybe people don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's a lot about you that's real funny, bro. A lot about you real funny, bro. Real. You got your own business. You got money. You got money. And you're chasing homeless women. You're a sick individual, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, then the thumbnail that he posts on Lali for the OnlyFans, Lali said that was him fucking her from the back. Man, boy, you lucky I can't see your ass right now either, boy.
Oh, good.
The thumbnail of that picture with Lali is Marcus fucking her when he was recording her from the back.
Oh my, that's really, really sick.
You're a sick motherfucker.
his eyes, black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear, that voice so clear through broken walls. That scream I hear. Cry, little sister. Come to your brother. Chinese sister. Love is with your brother. Blue masquerade, strangers look on. When will they learn this loneliness? Temptation heat beats like a drum deep in your